All right. We are live. Can everybody out there hear me? Am I coming through loud and clear? Let me know. We've got Al in the chat, Southpaw82, the Daily Ghost, my buddy Dave. We've got Captain Halloween, Keith, Mark Striano. Hello, Mark. John McCullough. Sean Singer. What's up, Sean? Joe Bob Tarhill. Joe Bob, be good. Be good. It's almost Halloween. Be cordial. Be friendly. DJ Donnelly. Hello, DJ. Hope everybody's having a good Monday night. Horror Fruits. What's up, Horror Fruits? How are you doing? Okay. So, 1,000% clear. My goodness. That's clarity on a level I couldn't even begin to fathom. But joining me tonight on this special Halloween edition of the Patron stream, I've got Corey. What's up, Corey?
What's up, everybody? Happy Halloween week. Nope.
Oh, no, there's just a little bit of a delay.
Okay. Happy Halloween week, everybody. Hope everybody's excited for the weekend to come. So hope you're doing well, Piz.
I'm doing very, very well. Thank you for joining me.
No problem.
Right on, man. All right. Next up, I have got all the way from the UK, Mike. What's up, man?
What's up, guys? Happy Halloween, which has been effectively cancelled in the UK because you're not allowed to go trick or treating.
So no trunk or treating. No.
I think what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to leave candy on the doorstep, and they basically come round and just take it. So it kind of defeats the object.
That certainly defeats the purpose. Yes, that certainly defeats the purpose. But thanks for joining us all the way from the UK. Also with me tonight so far is Aaron Lewis. Aaron, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well.
Doing very well. Good.
Yep.
Good. Well, thanks. Thank you all for joining me tonight. We'll have some more people dropping in, I am sure. But let's talk about Halloween. Has Halloween been officially canceled in your neck of the woods yet, Aaron or Corey?
Not really. I think for me in my area, they're going to try to go on as planned. I think more trunk or treat type of things where they can be safe with handing out candy. But, I'm sure the kids would go all children of the corn style on the adults if they canceled it totally. So,
well, cheers to you guys. What about you, Aaron? What's the story out in your neck of the woods with Halloween?
I think Halloween's still on around here, but I don't think I'm going to take my kid out this year. I'm just going to skip this year. Stay in and eat some candy and watch some movies.
Okay.
So
yeah, I hear you. I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. There was this thing. It was in one of the local papers where they're not canceling Halloween. They're just advising everybody to not go door to door, to not do trunk or treats, to not gather in like the churches will have. They don't call it Halloween around here. They call it I forget what they call it exactly, but you dress up as biblical characters and you get candy. They've said let's not do that. So basically they're saying don't go door to door, don't do trunk or treat, and don't do the church thing. In other words, we're not canceling Halloween, just don't do anything on Halloween night. The one suggestion was if you're going to give out candy, just put the bowl of candy on the porch and leave it there. So therefore, if there is one kid doing Halloween, the very first kid who comes to your porch is going to take everything, and everybody else is just out of luck. So
it's basically what Domino's has been like for the last 6 months. Because every time I got Domino's on the porch, knock on the door, and like straight back on the scooter.
I had a pizza delivery guy do that to me one time. Do that during this, and like he didn't even knock on the door. He just walked up, put the pizza on the porch, and took off. Like he didn't even knock on the door. Like I opened the door, and he was like, "Oh, hey, there it is." I was like, "Thanks. I guess you didn't want a tip, you know." But yeah, that's the no contact delivery.
Strange times.
At least he didn't frisbee it at you like that Domino's commercial. So.
Luckily, yeah. But I mean, luckily I saw him coming, or I could have been like, where's my daggone pizza like an hour later, and look out, and there it is. Like the dogs have eaten half of it, and it's ice cold. So, yeah. But thus are the times. You know what I mean? Thus are the times.
Hey, you guys, I had a question.
Sure.
Real quick. So I pre-ordered the Dawn of the Dead box set. I ordered it from Import CDs. My order was canceled. Did you have any problems with yours, or?
I don't remember. I don't remember who I ordered mine from.
Okay.
I ordered mine. I ordered mine from Diabolic, and I haven't had any cancellation yet. So,
so I pre-ordered this thing like maybe 4 or 5 months. It's been pre-ordered, and then out of the blue last week they just said they couldn't fill it, and they just canceled my order.
Okay, I ordered mine from Diabolic. I thought it was Diabolic, but I wanted to make sure. Yeah, see, now what I heard was that this thing is like they're trying to keep this thing so locked down to Region B that they won't even ship it anywhere else in the world. And I even heard that some companies like that who are selling them with the intentions of shipping them wherever, they're going to be told to cancel orders. So, I mean, they're trying to keep this thing locked down hard to just Region B, which tells me that Rubenstein's got to be working on a Region A deal if they're trying to keep this locked down to Region B. But I've not gotten anything from Diabolic yet about them canceling the order. I've not seen anything from Diabolic on social media about them canceling orders. So, I mean,
and Diabolic is US based, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I ordered from Zavi, so that's who I reordered it through.
Okay.
And so far, I haven't had any cancellation or anything.
I think that was I was going to order it from them, but I'd never ordered anything from Zavi before, so I just went with Diabolic because I've ordered from Diabolic.
Zavi is a reputable site. It's well known in the UK. Zavi.
Okay, cool.
Really,
I will say this: when they first announced that, I ordered from Zavi first, and 2 days later they canceled my order there. So that's why I went to Diabolic. So I don't know. Hopefully you'll have luck with it, but
yeah, maybe I should.
I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, they're really trying to keep this thing locked down to Region B territories, hardcore. Which tells me that, I mean, Rubenstein's got to be working with somebody over here to try and get a Region A 4K release. Who that is, I don't know.
So the last time that was released on Blu-ray, that disc they put out, I think that goes for like 150, if not more.
Yeah, that old Anchor Bay Blu-ray. Yeah.
That's
I've got that one back in the collection somewhere. But yeah, I heard it goes for pretty big money these days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it will get a Region A release. I don't know, but hopefully mine doesn't get canceled. But I mean, I guess we'll just see.
Excited to see that though, because they did supposedly did a frame by frame restoration of. It should look nice.
There's already some reviews of it online. I don't know if they're legit reviews or not, but I didn't think the thing was even shipping at this point. But I don't know. I've seen at least a couple of different reviews posted. I've not looked at them, but yeah, I don't know.
One of the things on the Day of the Dead release on the Scream Factory, I don't know why they went. I believe that has stereo sound, but if you go and look back at the old the DVD, I believe it had 6.1 or 7.1 sound, or not 7.1, I don't think, but it's weird how they went and just downgraded the sound for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure if there was any kind of legal, reason why they couldn't do that, or I don't know. I don't know. But have you guys seen any good movies lately? Bad movies? Any movies?
I've seen some bad ones.
Please name and shame them.
Well, I have a subscription to Shudder, and I watched that. What was it called? Spiral.
Mhm.
That one was okay.
Is that the one with the gay couple who move into a neighborhood? Yeah, I've not seen that. It's got mixed reviews.
Yeah, I was kind of like middle of the road on that. It wasn't horrible, it wasn't great. And then I watched I'd have to look up the name of it, but there's another movie where there's like a reality show where they possess people and it's fake, and then they do this. That one I didn't really appreciate.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, but then the possession becomes real, so they have to fight off this demon. Those are the two recent ones I've seen.
Yeah, Shudder's. Shudder's got a lot of really good stuff on it. I don't get to watch nearly as much as I'd like to on Shudder, but I know they have a great selection, and they've got their own original stuff, and of course the Joe Bob stuff. So they're definitely killing it.
Yeah.
Anybody else? What about you, Corey? You seen anything good, bad, or indifferent lately?
Yeah, I actually watched and reviewed the other day the Tales from the Hood 3. I was not a huge fan of the second one, but I thought this one was a step up, in my opinion. I mean, it's not high cinema or anything. I won't say that, but I had a good time with it. So
this has Keith David in it, right?
No, this one has Tony Todd.
Okay. I guess okay.
Yeah. So the stories were decent, I thought. So
cool. Anything else?
Yeah. Also,
I'm sorry.
Well, I'll just say I watched the movie Followed that was kind of made a little press this summer for being #1 at the box office, kind of working the system, I guess. But had a decent time with that. I thought it was pretty well done too.
It's called Following.
Followed.
I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah.
They had VFW for $10 on Amazon, so I picked that up. I really like that one.
Cool. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that. Followed. A social media influencer and his video crew encounters true evil when they visit one of the most haunted hotels in America. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I've actually seen that one somewhere. I've not seen the movie, but I've seen the poster and stuff for it. So
right.
Thought it sounded kind of interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Oh, cool. What about you, Mike?
I've just got watching The Haunting of Bly Manor, which was okay. It wasn't great. It was pretty, Haunting Hill House was better. It was better. That was a better show. I also watched Never Hike in the Snow, which I don't like. I like fan films. But I always feel like they get a free pass from criticism because it's a fan film. But a problem I have with fan films a lot is they take a scene which in a real full length movie would be like a 30-second scene, and they drag it out to like a 2-3 minutes. And it's like it just seems to go on a bit too long. And the 30-minute film, there's too much filler and not enough killer. You know what I mean? But I did enjoy it. The only other thing that stands out, which is there's about 6 weeks ago, was that the guy out of Stranger Things. He's like a serial killer in an Uber cab. Is it Steve out of Stranger Things?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that was a fucking. That did not like that one bit.
I've heard really mixed things about that. Mostly bad.
Yeah, that film was just oh my god. It's like they will put during the pandemic, they will put out anything on streaming services because that film was just awful film. That's all I've got to say about that.
Yeah, I've seen the poster or whatever for it, and I didn't even recognize that was the dude from Stranger Things.
Yeah, his hair is all over the place.
Yeah.
It's just it's a mess. It's a film. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess of a film.
Yeah. I did see a couple of. I actually went to the theater the other day and I watched Love and Monsters, which I really enjoyed. I thought was pretty good. Has anybody even heard of that?
No.
No, it doesn't
No.
sound familiar.
It's it's about this. Basically, it's post-apocalyptic. The world has been overrun by giant insects, amphibians, and basically the bugs of the world have mutated and they're eating everybody. And there's only there's small sects of people left alive that live underground. And this guy leaves his bunker to go and to wander 80 miles through death to get to the woman he loves. It's got Michael Rooker in it. It's not really, it's kind of tongue in cheek. It's got some comedic moments, but I was really surprised. I didn't expect much out of it, and I was thoroughly entertained. So I mean, if it's playing at a theater near you, definitely go and check it out.
Cinemas are closed in Britain, so they're shut down. They've all got Cineworld has basically gone out of business, and you get Cineworld in the US, right?
What? I'm sorry.
Cineworld. You have Cineworld.
No.
Cinemas.
No.
Oh,
I think they may be in Canada.
Right. Well, they've basically gone out of business in the UK, so they're basically bankrupt, and they are our biggest cinema chain, and they have just basically gone bankrupt. So it's just, yeah. Everything's streaming now. Jeff Bezos is just raking the money in. He's the only winner in all of this.
Yeah.
No, so you went to the theater? Did you go to an inside theater or you go drive-in?
Went to an inside theater. Of course, you wear your mask, you social distance. There were I think there were 6 or 8 people in the whole thing. But it was good. It was good. It was a lot of fun. And then I went and watched at the theater The Lost Boys. They had a retro flashback a couple of weeks ago, and I went and watched that, and that was just, of course, fantastic. So
they had the drive-in. My son is 11, so I just introduced him to the drive-in, so he's pretty ecstatic about that. But they had a double feature where it was Jurassic Park and Ghostbusters. So I thought that was pretty neat. You pay one price, $11 to get in. You get to see 2 films. It's kind of neat.
Yeah. My buddy Gabe had posted on Instagram. He went to a drive-in and saw Halloween and Halloween 4 back to back, which would have been really cool. My theater is doing Halloween on the 30th, so I'm going to try and do that. Go watch Halloween on the 30th. I've never seen it on the big screen before, but it'd be cool.
Yeah. The one positive to come out of this is you are getting a lot of great old, 70s, 80s movies that are getting put back on the big screen because there's nothing else to watch.
There's nothing else, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see those movies on the big screen that you've seen a million times on the small screen, because it just really, it was kind of, seeing, and it wasn't just seeing more of the Lost Boys on the big screen. In the surround sound, I felt like I heard things that I'd never paid attention to before when I'd seen the movie 1.5 million times on VHS and DVD and Blu-ray. So it was just a great experience.
I've been kind of doing that experience this year, but at home we got a big screen for the backyard and a projector, and been kind of doing movie nights on the weekends in the backyard, and it's been a lot of fun. Now, we started with Jaws late this summer, and that was kind of I've really never seen it on a bigger screen, not a theater screen, obviously, but it was a fun night with had the kids out and stuff like that. So
yeah, I saw Jaws on the big screen probably 3 or 4 years ago, but it was really cool.
Yeah,
I did watch the first 4 or 5 episodes of The Haunting of Bly Manor, and it's not grabbed me. The way the Haunting of Hill House was just, phenomenal. I mean, right off the bat, it sucked you right in. Bly Manor, I don't know. It's not.
I had the exact same thought. I'm 4 episodes in, and I just the quality level of season 2 is so much worse to me when I'm watching it. It stands right out. It's like the acting isn't as good, the story's not as good, it's not as scary. It doesn't have like I don't know. It's just it falls flat to me.
There's a very cheesy sort of like premonition. You know, the American girl when she sees that, you know, the image of like the figure with the eyes. It just looks so cheesy.
Yeah.
I mean, the best episode for me so far has been the flashback to the Scottish guy. You know, his backstory. I mean, I'm 5 episodes in, but it's the actual. I say present day. It's all set in the 80s, but it hasn't grabbed me the way Hill House. It's just not.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I had trouble placing the time frame of it because it's playing 80s music, but it's meant to be set in the mid 80s because if you look at, obviously from the UK, if you look at the cars, I recognise the registration plates on the cars are all from about 85, 86.
And also she's wearing those mom jeans that are pulled
up. Yeah.
That's total 80s, total 80s.
Yeah. She needs to wear a pair of Terry's type.
Yeah, drink some Tab. With the big shoulder pads in them.
Yeah.
I did start watching the new. They're not calling it season, the Unsolved Mysteries. They're calling them something else. But the new season of Unsolved Mysteries. I got about 4 or 5 episodes into that. I think I've got 2 left. But pretty good. Not quite as hyped about it as I was the first series or whatever season. But there were some good episodes in there. Has anybody else been watching those?
Not yet.
I haven't yet.
There's some good. There's the one about. Oh my God, the Eubanks guy. Like somebody had warned me, like, oh, that one's just going to make you mad. So just be ready. That one's going to make you mad. That one is so infuriating. Oh God.
What was that about? You said Eubanks?
Eubanks, Lawrence or Lorenzo or something. Eubanks. He shot the little girl. You've not made it to that one yet. You've not made it to that one yet.
I've watched the whole thing. I couldn't remember which.
Oh, he was on.
I remember that.
He was on death row, and they let him go Christmas shopping unsupervised.
Oh yeah.
That's freaking unbelievable. That one was just like a slap in the face. After every 5 minutes was a slap in the face. Like how could this possibly happen? You know what I mean?
Was that here in the States that happened?
That was in the States. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. What's up, Jonathan?
What's up, y'all?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How about you?
Right now, I'm really angry because I'm thinking about the Eubanks Unsolved Mysteries episode.
Was this on the new season of Unsolved Mysteries?
Yeah.
I have not started that yet.
You should. It's I've not seen them all. It's not quite as good as the first season, but it's still pretty good.
Any paranormal?
There's one I've not gotten to it yet. I've saved it for a little bit later. The ghost.
That's been my only issue with it is like, and I love true crime stuff, but I need some more paranormal, and they'd really hook me, I think, because at some point it's just, another one of those Netflix like true crime documentaries in the end.
See, I was under the impression that this whole season was going to be mostly like supernatural stuff and paranormal stuff, but I think there's only like 1 or 2 episodes that are paranormal, and I've not seen either one of those yet. So, yeah, I don't know. But Jonathan, you seen anything good lately?
I watched a lot of stuff yesterday. Like over the weekend, I watched The Craft again. I got the Scream Factory edition of that. Forgot how much I love that movie. Watched Followed. That was actually a pretty good movie.
I need to watch that. Everybody's saying that's good.
That's actually pretty good. What about you guys? Anything good?
We kind of went over it already, but the one good thing that I saw that I would like to mention is Love and Monsters. If that's playing at a theater near you, I would say check it out.
Love and Monsters.
Yeah. pretty good, pretty fun little movie.
Oh.
But yeah. I did get this in today that I'll be doing a video on soon. This is the Trick or Treat Studios Michael Myers figure that they took pre-orders on like in January of this year. They finally shipped, and it looks really good. So I'll be doing a video on this in the near future.
It's huge.
It's 1/6. So I mean it's
damn.
It's pretty cool. And it looks pretty good too. So I'll be doing a video on that in the near future. But we were talking about is Halloween canceled in your neck of the woods, Jonathan?
I mean, like, I guess it kind of is. Like, as far as like trick or treating and stuff, like, there's still churches that are gonna do stuff. But as far as I know, like, our governor here in Kentucky has pretty much he came out with some stuff today, since like we're like a red zone area or whatever, that we're not supposed to have any kind of social interaction like that. So
yeah,
I would say that will pretty much put the death nail on that.
Yeah. I was telling them about, I don't know if it's the same thing in your area, but there was a thing in my one of my local newspapers about, we're not canceling Halloween, but just don't go door to door trick or treating, don't go trick or treating, and don't go to the church thing, which basically means just don't do anything, just stay home.
Yeah, it's not canceled, just don't do it.
Yeah, it's not canceled, just don't do anything.
You're still welcome to sit in your house and stare at a jack-o'-lantern. That is your prerogative.
Yeah, if you want to give out candy, put the bowl on the porch and then close and lock your door.
Exactly.
So,
and then report anyone that takes the candy.
Exactly.
They're breaking the law.
They're breaking the law, yes. Jeez, I don't know. But since there's not going to be much of a Halloween this year, I thought it'd be nice to talk about our favorite Halloween memories from the past. Do you guys have any favorite Halloween memories that you think of whenever you think about this time of year? Aaron, you're shaking your head. What do you got?
Well, I'm 41, so long time ago, probably 86, 85. I remember going out with my brothers and getting we'd take pillowcases, and I remember coming home and just emptying the pillowcase out, and we basically just put them all together, and then we traded candy, and it was just like just a lot of candy. I just remember having like the whole neighborhood was participating, and I just remember that being the best Halloween for me. It was a good memory.
Yeah, right on. What about you, Corey?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest memory I have is just every year it was get your costume on, get in the car, and then we would immediately drive to the rich neighborhood, and and then one year in particular I remember is that we had to really bundle up because there were like 6 to 8 inches of snow, which that was like the only Halloween I remember where there was snow, but it was still packed on the streets. Everyone was going out and going door to door. So that's a couple memories I had, but it was always fun, and I missed it when I was too old to do it anymore. So,
what about you, Jonathan?
My favorite Halloween, I remember very vividly, was Halloween 1998. Mm-hmm. And my parents had went out to a big Halloween party, so I got to stay with my cousins. And that night was the Joe Bob Briggs from Dusk Till Dawn Friday the 13th marathon. So I stayed, pretty much from like 8, 9 o'clock to like 5 o'clock in the morning. I watched Friday the 13th 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it's probably the most vivid memories I have of Halloween.
What about you, Mike?
Oh, I think you'll like this one, Piz. It was October 31st in 1992. I was 16 and I put the BBC on, 8 o'clock, and a certain TV movie called Ghostwatch came on. And for the first half an hour, I was like, is this real? It seems real. I'm like, no internet. You can't Google it. I'm like, this feels real. What's going on? It took me about another half an hour to sort of think, I think this is not real. But by that time, the damage had been done. Now, apparently, a TV show on a rival channel had overran by 10 minutes. So by the time everyone had left the rival channel to watch Ghostwatch, they'd missed the disclaimer at the beginning of the episode that said it was just scripted. So a country lost its mind, the switchboard was jammed, and infamy, as you well know, Biz.
Yes. Gosh, if you guys, I've talked about this movie before, but if you've not, it's look up Ghostwatch and just find it and watch it. It's so freaking good, and the story behind Ghostwatch is I'd say it's just as good as the movie.
Yeah.
Basically, it traumatized an entire generation of people. And it's got to be like one of the most infamous things that, you know, I mean, the BBC just they apologized endlessly for it. Do they ever replay that?
No, it's never been repeated.
See, I didn't think so. It never.
No.
Gosh, it's so good, so freaking good.
I've been on the hunt for Ghostwatch. It's fairly hard to find like streaming anywhere. I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and buy the DVD.
Shudder were streaming it, but
they were, yeah. And by the time I had heard about it, they'd already taken it down.
I've seen it may be on YouTube.
I don't know if the full. Maybe
you can get the DVD on Amazon for $13.56.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Delivers between November 2nd and 30th.
Yeah, that's definitely worth the wait though, because it's so good, so good.
The genius behind Ghostwatch is they took basically our equivalent of David Letterman and fronted it like Michael Parkinson, who presents it. He is basically, you know, our David Letterman or our Jay Leno. He's enormous, you know, figure in TV. So people just thought, there's no way this guy is involved in a, you know.
Yeah, they had other TV personalities on there too. So I mean, it just came off so real, and it was that faux like documentary style, like they were filming live from the house, from like a haunted house, and it's so good.
Well, but the house they based it on is the house from The Conjuring 2. It's the same. It's the same. It's meant to be the same story.
So good though. If you guys have not seen Ghostwatch, track it down, watch it. It's freaking amazing, absolutely amazing. I have a specific memory of Halloween from when I was a kid. I don't remember what year it was. I don't remember what I was dressed as. I just remember, and when I think of Halloween, I think of this moment or this night. I mean, and I just think of the energy that was in the streets. I was a kid. The streets are full of people in costume. I'm going door to door with my mom. I'm getting candy. And there was such an energy in the air. Like it was just, I don't know. It was like, they talk about the pagan origins of Halloween, and it was like this tribal thing. It was like a tribal thing. We were all out dressed up, getting candy. And there was just such a crazy energy in the air that when I think of Halloween, I kind of feel that energy, and I think of that, being in the streets at night and with all these other kids who were dressed up and getting candy. And it was just such a great feeling, really.
With the way that like trick-or-treating seems to be falling off and like celebrating Halloween in general, like part of me wonders like, will my grandkids trick-or-treat?
And part of my thoughts on that is that future generations aren't going to be able to have that. They're not going to be able to feel that energy and really fall in love with the season the way that I did as a kid. So yeah, I mean, trick-or-treating, even when I lived in an area where you did trick-or-treating, it just seemed like, there was just a very small percentage of people that still did trick-or-treating, and everybody would do like the trunk-or-treating or like the church thing. I'm like, that's not trick-or-treating.
And they try to just like condense it down into like this 45-minute event, right?
Yeah.
Where it used to be from the time you got, basically when you got home from school until like 10, 11 o'clock at night. Like it didn't matter until people quit handing out.
That's what I remember too.
What I remember is like when does trick-or-treating start? When it gets dark.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's when trick-or-treating started. And then like when it would end, it seems like my town would have like, they would sound this air horn thing at, a certain hour. But now it's like, when does trick-or-treating start? 4:30. It's not even, and then it ends at 6. It's not even dark yet.
Right. Yeah. It ends by dark now. So
yeah,
sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I wonder how much longer it's going to last, honestly.
Yeah,
I remember being a kid and like like you go a few houses and there'd be a house with like no porch lights on, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing was like, that dude's a pedophile. Like, they're not allowed to hand out candy.
But like in my neighborhood that I grew up in, every house had their porch light on. If there was one house in the neighborhood that like I seem to recall learning about if the porch light's on, there's candy. If the porch light's off, there's you skip them. But it seemed like in my neighborhood, maybe there'd be one or two houses with the porch light off, but just about everybody was just everybody was up for it.
Or did you guys always have like, there's always the one house where like somebody would dress up like as like a scarecrow or something?
Yeah.
As the kids came up to get the candy, they jump out at them.
Oh yeah. One year that was me when I got a little bit older. One of my buddies, they were giving out candy at his house. So like his mom dressed me up as something, and it wasn't like a scarecrow, but I just looked like a dummy sitting in the chair. And when the kids would get close enough, I'd jump up and scare them, and they'd drop their candy bag and run off, or they'd scream, and their parents would love it. They think it's hilarious, but the kid would be traumatized.
It's a rite of passage.
Mm-hmm.
I had the one house I went to where there was a person sitting in a chair. I couldn't tell if it was real or fake. Mm-hmm. So, I kept, side-eyeing it as I went up there. Sure enough, he lunges. But kind of looked like he had the whole straw thing. It must have been uncomfortable to wear it, but yeah. As a kid, that's horrifying.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. But there were a lot of great years, man, where either I think I had just as much fun handing out candy as I did trick-or-treating, because there were a lot of years where I just didn't do anything for Halloween, And then for some reason, I don't know, I got back into it, and I got back into it like really hardcore. Like I remember like at the end of August, I would start to get really excited about Halloween and buying new decorations and, making the house look like some sort of hellish, death house or something. And, me and Jeremy would dress up and hand out candy, and we'd literally be one of the only houses on the street that are giving out candy at that point. We were. There was maybe one or two others on that block, but at that point, and this was the block where everybody was giving out candy when I was a kid. Now that I'm an adult and giving out candy, there's like 3 houses.
Yeah, it was almost like, my kids are like older teen now, but when we were taking them out when they were younger, it was almost like people would look at you strange if you were in their neighborhood and they didn't know you. So we would like go to family members' houses and kind of hit that immediate area, and it just totally changed from when I was a kid. So
yeah. So it's totally changed. But what would be great was like when the parents would have to drag the screaming kid up to the porch to get the candy from me and Jim because they're so freaked out. And then there was one year that was great. I think I was Jason. Jeremy was maybe Ghostface maybe or Freddy, I don't remember. And right after we both come inside the house and we were taking our stuff off, somebody pulled up in a car and was banging on the door. And I was like, yeah, we're out of candy. And the guy was like, no, I just want to take a picture with you. So I went and got all my stuff back on, and me and Jeremy went back outside. He just wanted to take a picture with us.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, Halloween memories. What about did you guys ever get into any shenanigans on Halloween night? Any eggings, any TPings, any flaming bags of manure, anything like that?
Do you have Mischief Night? Because in the UK, the 30th of October is when all the sort of shenanigans happens. Like we
know it as Devil's Night.
It's kind of rolled into one here. Like usually, like after the trick or treating is when teenagers would start smashing pumpkins in the street and houses and
Did y'all get into any kind of?
I had a group of friends in high school that for some reason one year we decided like every Friday night we were going to go TP the same kid's house. And it got to the point like 4 weeks in that they're just watching us out the window do it. We just kept doing it. But it was fun, I think it was pretty harmless. So
now that I'm an adult and like I own a home and stuff, like if somebody TP'd my house, I'd be furious. Like it's like all the toilet paper in the trees. It's like, how am I supposed to get that out?
This year, people are probably hoping to be TP'd so they could collect the toilet paper.
It costs too much TP. You get IOUs now.
Like I remember with like the eggings and stuff, and maybe it was because I grew up kind of poor, but I remember thinking like, what a waste of food. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're buying these eggs and you're wasting them. The eggs are good. So it just seemed like a waste to me.
I never got it.
I have some stories, but not Halloween particularly. So I did those things. We would we got some wire from the construction site that was given to us from a friend of the family that we tied. We had these apartments and the doors would face each other, so we would tie the handle and pull it all the way across to the other side and tie it again. And we'd both knock on the doors real quick and run away and try to watch the people struggle. But we never saw anything, but it was just a thrill of doing it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. What Michael Voorhees says he left a flaming bag of droppings on a neighbor's doorstep. You guys ever get into that? Because I wasn't going to
you got to pick up the dog poo at that point. Like
yeah. I wasn't going that far.
A friend of mine flooded the office at the apartments we lived in. The pool was closed at night, and then there was a door on the back of the clubhouse you could enter for the showers. They generally kept it closed and locked, but on that night they had it open, so we went in there and started grabbing toilet paper and stuff, throwing it everywhere. But my buddy got the bright idea of there were showers that they're on both sides. He took the toilet paper and jammed it into the drains, left the showers running. I didn't know this at the time. So the next day we got all the parents in the whole apartment complex were notified. Anybody that had kids flooded the actual apartment office. It was a lot of damage, and the cops were called and everything.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it was really, yeah.
Goodness. I'm surprised I didn't get into more Halloween shenanigans as a kid, but I mean, I don't know. It was almost like the night was so sacred. I didn't want to, I don't know. You know what I mean? I didn't want to upset the spirits. So I just, I was a good boy on Halloween night. But what are your all's Halloween plans for this year? Since I mean, you're not going to be much in the way of trick or treating. You guys got any plans for this Halloween night? What do you got going on, Jonathan?
I got some buddies coming over, and we're gonna take the projector outside and watch some horror movies. We're gonna do some grilling, drink some beers. It should be a good time. If it's not like ridiculously cold. But
Yeah, we were Corey and I were talking about that before we went live. How it's getting cold. It's
too cold. But I hope it stays a little warm for that, because I've been looking forward to that all year.
Yeah, that sounds good. I may have, you live in Kentucky. I may have to look you up and come hang out. You're going to be grilling.
We're watching Tremors.
So. Oh, cool. That's a good one. The
original,
of course.
Yeah.
What about you, Corey? You got any plans for Halloween night?
Yeah, I'm gonna have my kids are gonna be here, and I think my mom's gonna come, and we're gonna watch some movies. I'm gonna throw some Halloween or horror type vinyl on in between, and my daughter's probably gonna pass out candy at a safe distance to anybody that might come to the door. So
just throw a Reese's cup at a kid's head.
Yeah, just throw it,
little cannon.
But kind of just a night at home, and it's probably the best option this year.
Yeah.
I say that like I went out and did all kinds of things like before all this,
What about you, Aaron? Any plans for Halloween?
What was that?
Any plans for Halloween?
Oh, I heard somebody talking. I didn't know what it was. No, we're just gonna watch some horror movies, I guess, with my son. But he's 11, so I gotta be careful on what I show him.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have any suggestions about middle of the road kind of things there? That's not. I mean, he's seen it.
Krampus? Have you seen Krampus? It's more Christmassy, but I think it's quite
You said Krampus?
Yeah, it's a Christmas film, but it's not too, it's quite scary in parts, but it's not it's not gory,
Okay, I haven't seen that one, so that would be new for both of us.
Yeah, that's a good question. What do you guys in the chat say? Looking for like some middle of the road horror flicks
I thought
that
the
are kid friendly. Frighteners would be good one, yeah.
It's an enjoyable movie.
My kids are a little older, but I had them over the other night, and it's maybe it's a little advanced for an 11-year-old, but we watched Beetlejuice and they loved that. So
he just watched it the other day.
Okay,
and he absolutely loved it. So
yeah, it still holds up pretty well, actually.
Oh yeah.
That would be.
He said, "Why didn't you show me this sooner, Dad?" And I was like, "Sorry."
Well, I mean, the original Halloween's not, overly gory, or it might be a little scary as far as the atmosphere and stuff.
I still have nightmares over that, and I watched it when I was 12.
Oh no! Here's an idea.
I'm 44. I still have nightmares over Halloween.
Here's an idea.
It'll psychologically damage a 10-year-old.
Here's an idea. Watch Halloween 3 with him, and then hand him like a pumpkin mask. See what happens. He's not going to put it on, I'm sure.
So he was interested in watching some of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies and stuff. So I kind of I let him watch. He wanted to see Freddy vs. Jason. So I put that in. And I don't know if you guys remember the beginning of the film has a fully nude woman running down the dock.
Yeah.
So I put it in, I start it, and I'm in there making us lunch. And then he's like, Dad. And I hear him, and I'm like, what's going on? He's like, this movie. And I'm like, what's going on? And I kind of peeked around the corner. I'm like, oh my God, I ran in there fast. Just stop.
Nightmare on Elm Street 4 might be a good one. I don't remember any nudity in that one, and that's Freddy being very, stand-up comic kind of Freddy,
Yeah.
Or even Freddy's dead.
My go-to is always the IMDb Parents Guide to check that. That's kind of helpful at times.
For what?
To see if there's nudity or anything that a kid might not.
I always check to make sure that there's nudity before I watch a movie too. Yeah.
I really go into detail as well. They detail every little thing. So you can decide whether you want to watch it. So you can say, well, this is going to be worth watching because I know there's lots of sex in it. They describe every single scene.
Matt recommends The Willies. Big Crack Rock recommends The Others. Captain Halloween says, my son's first horror movie I showed him was John Carpenter's The Thing when he was 9. So far, there doesn't appear to be any long-term damage.
My kid finally, we found her limit. It's Friday the 13th, part 3. She was not having that.
It's okay with 1 and 2 though.
Well, I started with part 3.
I see.
We made it to the part where he halves the guy. And she no. I was like, all right.
Yeah, that's enough of that.
We're talking about you, actually.
Oh yeah, there is some nudity in Nightmare 4. I forgot about that in the waterbed scene. So you may have to fast forward through the waterbed scene.
He's seen stuff accidentally, obviously, but I try to avoid it. But sometimes I forget. I guess I should check before. But
what do you guys think about for someone maybe in that age range, Creepshow?
Yeah, a Creepshow I think could work because it doesn't. I don't remember any nudity or even any real foul language in that one.
Right.
So I think Creepshow would be a good one.
I think I'm just going to let him kind of scan over my collection or whatever we find on Netflix and I'll let him choose, and then I'll try to remember if I'm no, not that one, not Jaxius Chainsaw Massacre, put that one back.
Yeah.
Cannibal Holocaust would be a good one.
Cannibal Holocaust. Oh yeah, that'd be a good one. Matt says The Video Dead would be a good kid-friendly one too. I love The Video Dead. I don't remember if there's anything too graphic or gratuitous in it.
Oh, right.
That's a good one you could have a good time with too. But what about you, Mike? Mike, did I ask you what your Halloween plans were?
No, just probably a couple of movies. It was either going to be original Halloween and Halloween 2, but I'm maybe leaning more towards maybe doing Hellfest. And I've got to do Hell House LLC. That film is so good.
Yeah. That would be a good double bill for Halloween night. Hellfest and
those scenes in the basement in Hell House where the clowns are sat down and that's chilling. It really is.
Yeah, I love the part where the guy wakes up and the girl's sitting against the wall and she kind of looks at and he covers himself up and Hell House LLC would be a good one for Halloween, and Hellfest 2 would be very good, I think, for Halloween. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I know you said you're not a big fan of Hell House 2 and 3.
I just think the more you try and explain something in a movie, it was like any franchise. The more you go into it and explain more, it lessens the impact.
Yeah.
So if you go more into the history of it, it just loses something. I just love the rawness of the first film. Mm-hmm. You're not quite sure what's the chaos of the opening scene, and you're like, what's going on? It's just like, and it's such a good film.
Yeah. And the Hell House LLC is on Amazon Prime. I believe it's still on there. So if you've got Amazon Prime, definitely look into it. Johnny Melancholy says Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 5. The Toy Maker. Yes. That would be, you could show that one to your kids. Is that cool?
I like House 2. I like that suggestion. That was pretty good.
House 2, yeah.
Gremlins
would be a good one also.
Cat.
Gremlins would be a good one also. What are some of your guys's like go-to, and we might have discussed some of them, but what are your go-to like Halloween movies? And I don't mean the Halloween series, but just Halloween movies in general, like for the month.
Well, I know for me, like on Halloween every year, I watch Halloween 3. That's kind of my new tradition the last few years. So there's that one. Other than
That's a
that,
good
through the month, I try to like watch as much stuff that I haven't seen in October each year. Change it up a little bit and try to find some new favorites as I go.
Yeah,
that's been the thing this year. I've been trying to watch stuff I haven't seen, and then on Halloween night, watch like Ernest Scared Stupid. That's a classic. That's a great movie for kids too.
Yeah, there you go. Ernest Scared Stupid. That'd be a good one for sure. What about you, Aaron?
I'm looking at my shelf right now. I'm trying to think. I like watching Day of the Dead. That's one of my favorite ones for zombie. My plan is probably to watch as many of those Friday the 13th movies that I just got in the box set. Probably get through as many of those as I can.
Yeah. Have you guys all put in, if you bought the box set, have you guys requested your replacement discs?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark.
Yeah, I did 3. What was it? The problems were with like 3, 9, and
3, 9, and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I requested all 3 of them.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if there's anything wrong with them, but I just did it just in case.
Well, I mean, it's like on every disc. It was a mass production issue, so the issues are on your discs.
Yeah, part 3 is the aspect ratio of the credits. They don't zoom out as far as they should, which to me, I mean, I don't know. To me, that one was like, when I watched it, I didn't really notice that much of a difference, but I mean, it's there, I guess. Part 9 did not have, it's not the true uncut version because it's missing a cut gore scene where a guy's arm gets broken, like a compound fracture, bone comes out here. That's not in the movie. And there's like 3 seconds of audio missing out of Jason X.
I'm glad they made good on it though. Cause like, I mean, you're buying a premium product there, you expect that, and they did well with it. So
yeah, which I knew they'd do some kind of disc replacement program for that. And I did. If you guys purchased anything from the Shocktober sale, I finally got my shipping notification today that they're shipped. So if you bought anything from their Shocktober sale, those should be shipping out soon. I know a lot of people were upset that they didn't get any kind of. They've not gotten anything since they purchased.
My shipment came in last Thursday.
Is that Scream Factory you were talking about?
Yeah.
I did Arrow too. I did their Shocktober sale too.
I didn't do Arrow.
I saw some arrows on, I can't remember what site it was, but it was buy one, get one free, but a lot of them were Region B. So I stayed away from them, but it was
it's worth investing in a region free player. Like
it is.
Well, I have a 4K player, and it plays it plays all regions because I bought the Fright Night Part 2, the Spanish one that Piz recommended.
Well, that one's ABC, I think.
So you gotta. There's a lot of releases out there too that will say they're Region B just for legal purposes, but they're all region once you put them in. So you gotta pay attention to that too, because there's a lot of Umbrella does that a lot. They'll say that their releases are Region B, but they're really all region. They just have to do that for legal purposes.
Okay. That worries me about the Dawn of the Dead set then.
Well, no, Dawn 4K is natively region free, so you don't have to worry about that.
Now your special features and everything on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Now the special features, you may have a problem with that, but you'll be able to watch the movie in 4K.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, hit me up after the stream. I've got a 4K player, or not a 4K player, but a region free player that I've had for years and years and years, and it's not crazy expensive. Yeah, I'll hook you up with the link.
Yeah, I was actually looking at them today. You can get one brand new for like $100.
Yeah, they're region free players like 5-10 years ago were ungodly. Now you can get them for $100-$150 all day.
It's back when like a guy had to crack it open and do some work to it.
Yeah. Which a lot of the region free players you find on Amazon and stuff today are like that. They're like they're hacked players, but they're super easy to use. So
yeah.
I remember doing that to my original PlayStation. I opened it and put a chip in there so you could play burned copies.
Corey has probably like the best region-free player you can get. It's the LG UBK 80.
Yeah, it's a 4K plus region-free Blu-ray and DVD, so
Oh,
it's pretty nice.
That's the one to get. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Feels Creepy Vid says, "Hey Piz, my deluxe Haunt Blu-ray package came in today from Ronin. Pins, magnets, posters, a beautiful set." Oh, very cool. Yeah, I really liked Haunt a lot, and that looks like a really nice set. I've just not purchased it yet. That'd also be a good movie to watch on Halloween. Haunt.
I like the way they take the whole trope of mobile cell phones. They take them off them before they go in. It's a good way of getting around the whole, it's becoming a problem with part of films now. Like, how do you get around the cell phone problem?
Yeah.
And they do, do it well, because it's going to become almost impossible in the future to have a horror movie, no matter where you are. The whole, we've got no coverage. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to. It's not going to be a bio.
You've never been to Kentucky. Just 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
there are some dead spots here in Kentucky, that's for sure. But like when I've gone to New Jersey to the Friday the 13th camp, that camp's out in the middle of nowhere, but I got service out there. You know what I mean? So
there's the name for the movie is Dead Spots.
Dead Spot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, the issue is, how do you make the cell phone? You put the characters in a spot where even if they have cell phone service, by the time the cops get there, they're going to be goners. You know what I mean? So it's like you can still have cell phones in horror. It's just how because I mean that whole thing of I've got no service. That's that's old. That's old.
Yeah.
But yeah. Any go-to horror flicks for you around the Halloween season, Mike?
Just the usual. It's going to be Friday the 13th, probably. I also, if I can find it, a film from the 80s called Paper House.
Oh,
amazing movie! Amazing movie. Just if you can watch Paper House, watch Paper House. Amazing.
Yeah. Paper House is freaking amazing. It's directed by Bernard Rhodes, who directed Candyman. It's not got an official Blu-ray release yet, but there is let me look it up here. There's a Region 2 DVD release that you can buy on Amazon, on eBay, pretty cheap. And it was streaming on Amazon Prime in like HD. So check your Amazon Prime. It might still be there.
Yeah.
So is Region 2 and Region B the same thing, or
in DVD terms, pretty much all Blu-ray players today are DVD free. So it doesn't matter what region the DVD's from. Any kind of new Blu-ray player today is going to play any region DVD. It's just when you get into Blu-ray. So you don't really have to worry about that anymore these days. But Paper House is extremely good. It's why that movie's not gotten a good Blu-ray release in the States yet, I don't know. But
what's the story about that one?
It's about this little girl, and it's one that you could play for your kids too. Although there are some dark moments in it. She gets sick and she starts drawing. She draws a house with a little boy in the window, and in her dreams, she's in that house with the little boy, and it gets more and more intense as the film goes along.
Okay.
Olivia's here. Olivia, how you doing?
Hey, amigo. How are
Hey,
you guys?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Just got home, so I'm a little late, but hello, everyone.
Hi.
Well, it's good to have you. Glad that you could stop by.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's my first time here.
Yeah, right on. How's everything going out in Cali?
It's been interesting, a little toasty, a little fiery, but we're getting through it.
Smoky, fiery, and toasty. There you go.
All of the above.
Yeah. What are your plans for Halloween this year?
I'm hoping to go to a drive-through haunt. I'm curious, so I'm gonna go through that and then maybe pass out candy if anyone comes up.
A drive-through haunt.
That's the thing this year. I'm just curious.
Do you pull up and you're like, let me get the number 7?
I'm open to it. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, a drive-through haunt, that might be the new wave of the future, you know?
Well, it's better than nothing, right? I mean,
It seems like a good way to get. Sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I know. It seems like a good way to get hit by a car. Somebody jumps out in front of your car to scare you, and you hit the gas. It's a
That's
lawsuit,
true.
is what it is.
Well, they're definitely not going to do any of that extreme haunt crap where they try and pull you out of the car because you can just run right over them. So
That's what I'm saying. I don't have to sign a waiver this year, so we're good.
So you've done the extreme haunts in the past?
Oh no, my friends have. I'm too scared, but I've been waiting for them outside.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sign a waiver.
I'm not signing a waiver. I don't want anybody putting their hands on me inside one of those
Yeah.
things.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. No.
So I don't understand the drive-through haunt. Is it like a big parking lot where they got it set up to where?
Well, it's where like for us, it's an old fairground where they used to have the fair and the carnivals. So I think they have enough space where you just drive through.
Oh,
That's neat.
But
Someone around me is doing a haunted car wash. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but okay.
Where is the haunted car wash at?
You'll have Michael Myers doing your windows. You'll have Jason like spraying off the tires. You know, that sounds good.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite Halloween memories, Olivia?
For me, I guess just dressing up and like decorating. I love to decorate like most people and just making your house look like a museum. You know, I love when people come into my home and they're like, it looks like a museum. Like to me, cool, that's a compliment. Thank you. You know, I like doing those type of little things.
Very cool. Very cool. Any Halloween memories from when you were a kid?
Yeah, I guess just trick or treating. Nothing too special. I mean, yeah, I didn't get to go do anything super special. Just a regular trick or treating, which is still fun. It's a bummer we can't do that this year.
Yeah. Did you get into any malfeasance malfeasances while on Halloween night? TPing, egging?
I did hear y'all talking about that before I was able to join. But no, I guess I was like a goody two-shoe, but I was like too scared maybe to do that type of stuff. But I did have friends that would like put bologna on people's trucks and stuff.
Bologna on truck?
Yeah, well, someone said that like now that they're older, they realize that. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty messed up.
I've never heard of bologna on trucks before.
Yeah, it's supposed to leave a spot on there. We did that too.
Yeah, it's a thing. Apparently.
Nico, thanks for the $5 super chat. Hey, Piz and gang, just chilling in my PJs, enjoying the chat. Well, jump on, Nico. But thank you for that. Lauren's joined us. Lauren, what's up, man?
I think a haunted car wash sounds like a Final Destination film waiting to happen.
That's a possibility.
What are you guys up to tonight?
We're just talking about Halloween and Halloween memories and go-to Halloween movies and Halloween plans for this year. What's your plans for this year, Lauren?
Remarkably little. I was just kind of discussing this on my stream, but I actually love the Halloween season a lot more than I love the day.
Yeah.
So this final week gets to be kind of a roller coaster ride emotionally because it gets a lot of things are happening that are real cool, but then you have the specter of it all coming down and ending, and November is like an awful month, honestly. So it's kind of bittersweet. I kind of like the first 3 weeks of October a lot more than the 4th, because even though it has a lot going on, once it's over, it's over. And
then it's just Christmas Hallmark movies for the rest of the year
Jesus
for Lauren.
Christ. Not in this house, Fred. Not in this house.
What are some of your go-to horror movies for this time of year, Olivia?
Oh, for me, I don't really have go-tos because I just feel like most of us, especially in the community, like we just watch it year round. So it's hard to like pick and choose. But this time of year, I'm just yeah, you have to watch the Halloween whole franchise, and I like to watch Terrifier. I've been recently, like the last couple of years. I like it. I don't think I have specifics. I just like to watch anything in general, I think.
Cool.
Would be my answer.
When's Terrifier 2 supposed to be out?
Sure, but it should be. I know it's in production. They were,
Yeah,
they
so
had the
they're
trailer. The trailer looks good. I'm excited.
Yeah, I thought the trailer looked pretty good. I wasn't a huge fan of Terrifier, but I thought the trailer for part 2 looked pretty good. So I'll check that out. But what are some of your go-to Halloween films, Lauren?
I don't know. I don't really have go-to Halloween films. I can tell you what this year I'm watching. Obviously, I started off with Twins of Evil. I revisited Black Sunday because I can't resist. Dead of Night from 45, which has the best spooky puppet in history in it. Curse of the Demon, that late Val Lewton project, and The Haunting from 1960. I'm staying pretty classic this year. I'm just burnt out of the modern stuff, so I'm intentionally veering to comfort food. Makes me feel more like the Halloween season anyway, to be completely honest. Reminding me of being a kid and watching UHF movies on UHF stations that were older and actually affected me. And I don't know, something about modern like the modern world and Halloween don't sit as well together with me.
What about your favorite Halloween memories, Lauren? Favorite costume? Little Orphan Annie or anything like that?
I really honestly don't have any great memory of a Halloween costume, but I can tell you my favorite pumpkin carving story ever.
Sure.
So my parents were away for Halloween was on a weekend day. I think it was a Sunday, and my sister was supposed to be watching me. So we just lost him. See that? Jonathan didn't even say hello to me. He just flew right the fuck away.
I think he needed to split.
But so I had this pumpkin that my sister and I had purchased, and of course my sister was downstairs talking on the phone with friends because she was a couple years older than I was. I was probably like 11.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the idea to carve this pumpkin myself, screw waiting for her, which was a good plan, honestly. But being a kid, you go into the kitchen, you find what kind of knife? The biggest knife you can find, right?
Of course.
So this thing was heavy and big and nasty. It was definitely a chef's knife. And so I put my hand on the pumpkin like this, put the blade there, boom, and took out the webbing between my forefinger and thumb down almost all the way. And I didn't feel pain because it was actually pinned the skin on both sides of the flap into the pumpkin. It drew it in, and it wasn't. So there's enough suction there that all I felt was the pinch. So I didn't actually think I cut myself. So all I did is pull my hand back. And when I did, it just sprayed on the pumpkin. And then I felt it and made a sound that rocked the house. And this is my memory. This is one of my favorite Halloween memories. I'm bleeding worse than I had up to that point in my life. I scream, and from downstairs, my sister screams, "Shut up! I'm on the phone!" Happy Halloween.
There you go. We got Jay the Stingray here. What's up, Stingray?
Oh man, how can I follow that?
Just about anyway.
Any horrible Halloween stories where you nearly bled to death?
Fortunately, no.
Oh.
Stitches, Lauren?
No, we didn't believe in stitches. We just, crazy glued that together, and I had my hand in a bandage for 2 weeks. You still see the mark.
I was watching Trick or Treat the other night with my family, and I was asking them, I was like, how many people do you think have really hurt themselves carving a pumpkin with one of those type knives? Because, that's what Stephen Wilkins uses when he's carving the pumpkin in there. He's just like, he stabs it in really hard. Oh, man, it's terrible.
There's been a lot of probably a lot of severed digits while carving pumpkins, I'm sure. But Stingray, what's your Halloween plans for this year?
Well, since Halloween pretty much doesn't exist this year, we're just going to be. I think we're going to do like a bonfire, and I'm going to try to put a projector in the backyard and have some folks over and just kind of hang out, take it easy.
Jay, who will be on the bonfire?
I'll be on it. I don't know. We'll find somebody in the neighborhood, I guess.
What about any go-to Halloween movies this time of year you like to watch?
My go-tos are usually involve demons or some sort of creatures. That's what I like anyway. But like Night of the Demons, Demons 2, The Church is a good one.
Church, yeah.
This year I've just been kind of just watching everything. And Amazon Prime has a lot of great stuff I've noticed lately.
It does. Yeah, Amazon Prime does, yeah.
A lot of great 80s cheese.
Is that part 3 for Demons?
It was supposed to be Demons 3, but Michele Soavi decided to take it in a different. It basically is Demons 3, but it's you're familiar with Michele Soavi, aren't you? He did Cemetery Man. It's very artsy for a Demons 3. It's very artsy.
Yeah, Aja's in it. Mm-hmm. Aja Argento's in it. So
yeah,
an underage Aja Argento.
Yeah, that's nothing new. But yeah, it's like one of 6 like unofficial Demons 3s.
There are a lot of unofficial Demons movies out there.
Most of them are pretty bad, so I'd say The Church is probably the best.
There's one about killer birds that's like a faux demons.
That was god awful.
This is an interesting question from Uncanny Spirit. Question for everyone. Does everyone feel like they have to be strict with just watching holiday-themed films around any particular holiday season? What do you think? What do you think, Corey? Do you feel compelled to watch Halloween films around Halloween or Christmas horror films around Christmas?
I think just Christmas to me is, I would watch Christmas movies around Christmas, but I'm watching horror year round, and otherwise I think it's just Christmas for me.
What about you, Olivia?
I guess I agree. Like, we all watch horror year round, so for the most part, I don't really like holiday movies, like the rom-com, like when I like the rom-com styles. But I like I like Chevy Chase. Like I do like that style. So I will watch that during Christmas.
I feel more compelled to watch Christmas horror movies around Christmas than I am Halloween movies around Halloween. I love Christmas themed horror movies. I don't know why. I just love Christmas horror. What about you, Stingray?
Not really. I mean, I've got a handful that I'll watch around Christmas, but I mean, I think October is you really got to focus on some horror movies, in my opinion.
What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I'll watch Halloween movies all year round, but like Black Christmas, the obviously original, I'll only ever watch that Christmas week, building up to Christmas Day. I won't watch it any other time of the year. Mm. It's one of those movies. The set, the snow, the coldness of it. It wouldn't work in the summer. That movie.
Oh, it wouldn't.
You're talking about the new one, right?
Oh yeah. the one where I'm an evil rapist. Screw that movie.
Yeah.
What do you think, Lauren?
Well, Corey, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Answer how many Christmas movies you think I watch every year.
I'd take the under on one.
I'm sure with Lauren, it's like, A Wonderful Life. It's, all the Christmas Carol movies.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I'm thinking basically maybe Krampus, maybe. But honestly, I like those movies any time of the year, so I don't make any special cases. Christmas is it's just not my holiday. So, I mean, Even subverting it seems like feeding into it to me. I do my best to just go underground like the groundhog and let me know when it's over on the other side.
You know, I do have to say that as I've gotten older, I've come to love the Christmas season, I think, a little bit more than the Halloween season. But I do love a good Christmas horror movie. So
what did you guys think of Krampus?
I loved it.
I like it a lot.
I need to revisit it. I saw it in the theater when it first came out. I bought the Blu-ray, but I've never watched the Blu-ray.
It's quite a dark movie for a PG-13. It's dark movie.
I remember it being very dark. Yeah,
I don't know. I guess I had my expectations too high. With Trick or Treat being such a masterpiece. I don't know. I like Christmas Horror Story quite a bit more, honestly.
Oh, that's
I like that one too.
That's so good. Yeah.
When did that come out?
A few years ago. It's really good. It's like an anthology, a holiday horror movie. It's really good. Yeah, it's really good. It's on. It was on Amazon Prime.
That's the one with William Shatner, right?
William Shatner. Yeah.
And who plays Santa Claus?
Oh gosh, I forget that dude's name.
Ed Asner or something?
No, not Ed Asner. I forget his name, but he's in a bunch of stuff. It's really good. How many times have you seen Home Alone, Lauren?
Do you want the serious answer to that?
No, let's.
It's the same amount of holiday movies I'll watch in a year.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, Lauren, come on.
Just watch Becky. Just watch Becky. Not Home Alone.
Lauren's a bit of a curmudgeon, I think.
I can't say I hate Home Alone. I've never seen the movie. I just don't have. I don't know that family movie thing never appealed to me even as a kid. It just never was my thing.
But it's kind of like a horror movie because I mean, this kid, he's got two home invaders trying to come in to kill him.
I did see Phantasm 3 and I hated that shit with the kids, so I'm assuming I'd hate Home Alone as well.
Have you seen? Oh gosh, what's the movie where the kid basically becomes what?
Becky.
No. The kid becomes like Rambo to fend off a killer Santa who's trying to get into his house.
Deadly something.
Deadly. I think it's Deadly Games.
That's it. Yeah.
Have you seen that one, Lauren?
I believe so back in the day, but I don't really remember much.
It's pretty good. It's coming out in 4K from Venderson.
Of course it is.
I think I'm pretty safe with my memories.
There's a YouTube video where somebody made Home Alone rated R. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, he murders those guys over and over, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Oh goodness. Have you seen any good movies lately, Olivia? I didn't ask you.
I did watch something recently, but it's not old. It's like newer. But I watched Creep. One of my customers recommended it to me, but I actually enjoyed it. And then I watched the second one. I liked them both.
Yeah, Creep is really good. Really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had never seen it, so I was happy.
If you haven't seen Creep, definitely look into it. Very good.
Is that the Mark Duplass?
Yeah.
The second one's good too. I think they're doing a third one also.
Sounds good.
Another good movie actually called Creep is a UK horror film. It takes place in the underground.
Film.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, very good. Very good.
Have you anybody seen Intruder? I was kind of curious about that one. I haven't watched.
Yeah.
89.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You should check it out.
Okay. It's a great movie.
A lot of fun. Let's see. Jess Graham says, "Last Christmas I gave Lauren my heart, but the very next day he gave it away." Lauren, I mean, come on. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone named Pizowell. Well, I will cherish.
Whoa! Wait a second.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Look,
that's brilliant, Jess.
Look, I will cherish it, Jess. I will cherish your heart. Lauren is just a cold, empty.
Jess. Here's the deal. The pawn shop offered me $20. You would have done the same thing. Don't tell me this little violin teary-eyed story about how close and meaningful your heart is, really. And besides, like, it's not like Piz doesn't have a collection of hearts anyway.
Well, it's true. I keep them in the freezer. But we won't talk about that.
I'm offended, by the way, Jess.
Well, what do you guys want to talk about? Anything in particular?
The Meg 2 is going to be directed by Ben Wheatley, and I know you've seen Kill List, Piz, so it's a bit of a strange choice for director. But I'm looking forward to that because Kill List is a bonkers movie. And if he does the Meg 2, that's God knows what that's going to be like.
Let me get your all's opinion. I know we talked about Never Hike in the Snow earlier, but that's become a very controversial fan film here lately. Let's go around let's go around and I want to ask you guys your thoughts on Never Hike in the Snow. What was your thoughts on Never Hike in the Snow, Stingray?
I have not seen it.
Okay. Olivia, have you seen it?
Yeah.
What did you think of Never Hike in the Snow?
I mean, I still really liked it. I know everyone's disappointed that it was too short and it just cut to end, but I was still satisfied. I felt like I got my money's worth as a contributor and etc. Like I wasn't disappointed. I understand like what Vince is trying to do with chapters, kind of like a movie series. So I accepted that and like I was happy. I liked it.
Cool. What'd you think, Aaron, Corey? Did you guys see it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Aaron?
I liked it because at first I wasn't sure, but then I think I remember you said that it was a episodic type thing, that it's kind of part one of a vision that he has. So then I kind of just start to think that like, okay, we're going to see more story because it seemed too short, and it's part one of how many ever he's going to make. So that makes more sense.
Well, it's really a prequel to Never Hike Alone, but it's supposed to be the segue between the next 3 Never Hike Alone films. So I knew that going in, so I knew what to expect, and I was happy with what I got. I mean, yeah, I would have loved for it to be longer, but leaving the audience wanting more is never a bad thing, I think.
That's never, yeah. I was going to say that, yeah.
So I mean, I understood where it fits in and what its purpose was, so I was perfectly happy with it. But
wait. Pez,
go ahead.
Leaving the audience wanting more is never a bad thing. You are a horrible date, I bet.
I'm talking about movies. Come on, man. But I know you saw it, Lauren, and you really liked it.
I did. I mean, I here's the thing. I've for years been promoting the idea of that if you're going to make another Friday, which I don't actually want, you have to hit all those key ingredients, or else it's not a Friday 13th. The fan base rebels, and you end up with a Jason goes to hell problem. So what I've always proposed is you shuffle the story and tell it in a different way and in a sequence that we're not used to. And that seems to be exactly what he's doing. So I was very, very impressed to see someone kind of thinking laterally finally on this. I think the film is pretty great in most respects. I think it has higher tech specs than most of the legit Fridays. The only point of contention I have with it is the scene with Mama Voorhees is just, to me, that looks like a fan film, and everything around it doesn't. And so I really wish that sequence was gone, because it's just such an obvious fan wank moment that doesn't really do anything. It doesn't give us any information about the ongoing story. It's just hey, look what a big fan I am of the series. I'm going to recreate this thing. And it's not even that it's horrible by fan film standards. It just feels like a fan film. And the rest of it, I would say to Vin any day of the week, I think his work is standing right now about high middle of the pack of the existing real studio films. And I mean that as a compliment. There's a lot of official Fridays I like a lot less than his work. So my little nitpick is the one scene didn't play for me. Maybe it works for other people, but you know what? I was a contributor too. So I was one of the millions of names at the end that we all get to feel like we were Marvel CGI artists, right? At the end of the film. But I was kind of pissed off that the alphabet was by first name because I completely was looking in the wrong place. But no, I think it's important too, because it's showcasing the way forward for that franchise if they insist that they have to make another one of these things.
Yeah.
I
didn't mind the we've got 2J the Stingrays here. How'd this happen? We've got some kind of we've got like twin Stingrays. I didn't mind the whole scene with Mother. Actually kind of, I thought it was kind of cool to get into Jason's mind a little bit, but
haven't we done that scene though? Like repeatedly. We did it in the second film without going in his head from Ginny's point of view. We did it in Freddy versus Jason, which is actually what it felt like to me. I'm done with it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need Mama Voorhees. She's awesome in the first film. I don't even buy that as really a rationale for Jason killing. I like the idea of not seeing his mom, but just so internally angry about being removed from her that he's killing. I think that's more powerful than to put her on screen anyway.
Mm.
The X-Mouth scene was really cool. I think that really stood out and made the film for me.
Yeah.
That was an awesome job with them.
Yeah. I mean, I knew what I was getting into going into it. So, I mean, I wasn't disappointed with the fact that it was, only 20 something minutes, or that, it wasn't a full length thing like Never Hike Alone was. So, I mean, I was perfectly fine with it. I think a lot of people who are upset, who don't like the movie, I think they went into it expecting it to be Never Hike Alone Part 2. And that's not what it was. But I saw the Rambo Raff rant. It was a great rant. Don't get me wrong. It was a great rant. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Never Hike in the Snow. I liked it. I'm looking forward to the rest of the saga whenever that happens. But yeah.
I know it's bad, but I did like the moth scene. I actually really like the moth thing.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it too. I thought it was kind of cool to get into Jason's head because, I mean, like, little Jason lived in Pamela's head, so why can't Pamela live in adult Jason's head?
I appreciated it.
Yeah.
I think it just kills them a forward momentum in lieu of just fan service, and I think it's so much scarier. I've always said this too. I think the Fridays that I love are the ones where we see the killer the least. So giving him a star moment and a star scene, putting Mom on screen, it felt more like it felt very counterproductive to what I wanted out of the film. I'd rather be scared of these characters than have them overexposed.
How does it work with the fan films? How does it work regarding copyright? Because does Victor Salva, Victor Miller, and Sean Cunningham, do they not immediately say, "Well, that's mine"?
It's not. It's basically they're just. It's not legal necessarily, even if he doesn't take a profit from the movie. It's not legal. It's just that nobody cares to do anything about it necessarily. So, I mean, and as long as he doesn't raise like $1 million to do Never Hike Alone Part 2, nobody's going to care, I don't think, So
it's stone cold illegal. To answer your question, it's stone cold illegal, but you can only sue for monetary damages in America. So what it comes down to is it would cost more to suppress the film than just let it be out there and be a fan film that no one. Honestly, even the great fan films usually have very short attention spans in the zeitgeist. So it's just cheaper to let it go.
Yeah.
But it is stone cold illegal. Anyone who tells you that a fan film is in the gray area of the law is incorrect. It is stone cold illegal. Sorry.
It is. It's illegal, but they just don't want to do anything about it. And as long as you don't raise $1 million to do one, like they did with that Star Trek fan film, you're not going to get any kind of hot water, I don't think. So,
yeah, well, and the problem there was that they were about to relaunch Star Trek into the mainstream with new television shows, and they didn't need the competition.
Yeah. Any other topics you guys want to touch on tonight?
Well, I heard something about them talking about making a new Friday the 13th film.
Talk to us in a week.
Well, I mean, as soon as this lawsuit's over, you can guarantee that a new movie is going to go into production. Now, I mean, whether it'll go into production in the UK or not may be the thing. I don't know.
It might just be a UK film shot in Romania.
Yeah. Crystal Lake.
It might be exactly that.
Yeah. Because Sean Cunningham will own the name. He'll own adult Jason. He won't own Crystal Lake.
In America.
But he can go over to the UK and make
Anything.
Friday the 13th Part 10 with Jason, Pamela, anybody. He won't have any repercussions.
He just can't release it in America.
Can't release it in America. Although it will definitely be released in America somehow.
And on the other side, Victor Miller can make a film based on his original screenplay. He can exploit any elements from his original screenplay, but he can't touch the sequels. So if there's a U.S. domestic version of Friday the 13th without additional licensing, it cannot have adult Jason as we know him committing murders.
Yes.
Wow, what a mess.
It'll have to be Pamela or some other character.
Exactly. Or a straight remake of the original or a prequel to the original, which you see, this is the reason why no matter how you feel about Sean Cunningham, if you want the rights all in one place, you better hope the appeal gets overturned. Bad news is, I think there's basically no way that happens.
Yeah. So it'll be messy going forward, but we all may have to fly to the UK for Friday the 13th Part 13.
Unless there's a bunch of Blumhouse money that wants to sweep in and make a bunch of deals, and then we can deal with a Blumhouse version of Friday the 13th, which frankly, I'd rather fly to the UK.
You can all stay at my house.
Mike, I'm on the way.
I'll come into Mike's house, and you can take Jeremy to the Beatles' house there. He'd love.
Oh
that.
yeah, do the whole tour. Yeah, 35 minutes away.
He'd love that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He'd be trying to sneak through the gates. So
I'll do Penny Lane next year, Piz.
Cool. Very cool. So what else is going on with you guys? Anything else y'all want to talk about?
So what are the chances of this Leatherface sequel being any good?
So what are the chances of me watching a holiday film this year?
I think it's funny that they released a poster when they fired the directors and they're basically, they don't have a movie, but they have a poster that they released. So
it's a good start.
Good start. You got the poster done.
That last one they did. I mean, it pretty much. I'm pretty much done with the franchise at this point. I think that last one was pretty terrible. Whatever the title was.
The second film called Leatherface.
Yeah, Leatherface. Yeah,
brilliant.
Fede Alvarez is involved in that, correct?
He is, but he doesn't. He's not going to be direct. He's just producing.
He's doing.
I liked what he did with Evil Dead, and I liked Don't Breathe. So I was kind of excited that he was signed in on it, but I don't know.
He's working on that now. That sequel.
Is he going to direct it though?
I don't think.
Oh, is he not? No.
I just think the Texas Chainsaw Massacre concept worked so wonderfully for one film, right? But it was never meant to be more than it is. We all have one or two of the sequels that we genuinely like, and maybe there's a couple guilty pleasures, but it's just not a strong enough concept for a franchise. The fact that we're still trying to make that happen, 40 some years later, I don't know.
Did we lose Piz?
We didn't lose him. He's just ignoring us.
We can get Matthew McConaughey back and Renee Zellweger. We can do that again.
I just don't see. Why is it that only the big franchises get any interest from the average horror fan? I mean, we should be screaming to high heavens to know when St. Maud is coming out in America, but instead, all we care about is a oil painting poster of Leatherface, or when the next Friday 13th will happen. And I'm not picking on you guys as the topics. I'm just saying oh my God, we need to get this right. So we have a next generation of titles to obsess over.
What would you like to see redone, though? You mentioned one. What was it?
Redone?
Well, just
we have 75 years of great horror fiction ready to be adapted. The stories are there. I don't think we have to remake anything.
Just pull something from a book.
That's a great start. Before the last 20 years, it worked pretty consistently to give us horror classics galore.
Can you imagine how many great screenplays are just floating around Hollywood right now?
Sure.
but
And
nobody's
original
doing anything
screenplays
with them.
too. I'm not just saying it has to come from a novel, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, someone's excited when next week they announce that they're rebooting The Gate, which probably is happening.
Thank God.
You've been asking about it for long enough, right?
Is Tibor Takacs involved in the reboot?
It's very early days.
He
I don't
better
know.
be. He better be involved.
He's got to be old by now.
Jeremy will not be joining this stream, Biscuits, but we are going to do a stream tomorrow, a Mail Day unboxing video, Halloween edition. So tune in for that at 1 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. I did want to say, Olivia, your mask is up next, so I get started on your mask next.
I'm excited. Thank you.
Which mask is she having you do?
A part 3 end scene.
Okay.
Yeah, I just finished a part 7 tonight, and I this is my first go around at the dimpling here, and that was a pain in the butt. That was a real pain in the butt.
Buy yourself one of those handheld welding sticks, and you just pop, and then you sand it over.
So I was using my my little drill thing. What's it? I forget what it's called, but
The Dremel.
Dremel, yes.
Yeah. Also, what you can do for the one end that's supposed to be a little wavy, just put a lighter under it and just move it with your finger when it heats.
Yeah, these blanks are pretty good. They've kind of already got the wave in them, so these blanks are pretty good.
That's cool.
But yeah.
Yeah, I like my part 3 that you did, Piz. It's displayed behind me. You can't see it right now.
Oh, thank you.
Piz does incredible
Awesome
work.
job.
Thank you. Thank you.
It does.
I literally put my blood into them. I open up a vein and I drip the
Oh,
blood.
I didn't know that. I'm sending the action.
I drip my blood into the paint and I mix it into the paint. So every mask has a part of me in it.
AIDS is in the house.
Well, no. But yeah. So
Has anyone seen Possessor from Brandon Cronenberg?
That's
not. I saw his first film. I liked his first film, but I've not seen it. I've not seen Possessor. I mean,
Apparently getting make it like a digital release in early November, and then slated for 4K later on in the year.
Mike, is it already out in England? Because I think that's a title I saw on the U.S. digital charts.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you, though. I couldn't tell you.
It still might not be out in Europe and not be in the UK, but I thought it would probably hit the territory all at once.
I'm not sure.
So if you had a VPN, you probably could watch it as early as tonight. Right, Piz?
Speaking of VPNs, I've got a great VPN for you guys. Surfshark.deals/pizowell and use promo code pizowell, and you'll get like 3 months for like pennies. Okay, pennies.
Shameless.
It's great. I did it.
I did it too, but I did it before I knew about his deal.
No better way to be region free. Surfshark.deals/pizowell. Use code pizowell. Thank you for that lead in.
Not a problem.
Let's see. We had a good question in the chat here. I posted it on the screen a few minutes ago. Thoughts on Scream 5? Not the same without Wes Craven. Olivia, are you excited for Scream 5?
Definitely gonna watch it, of course, but I do hope they go with some other formula. Like, we're obviously all tired of someone being related to Neve Campbell or Sydney and killing her or wanting to kill her. I need something juicier. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
More.
I agree. I very much agree. Yes.
Who's behind it again? Isn't it?
Matt Bedellini, Ofen, and Tyler Gillette, the 2/3 of Radio Silence.
They did Ready or Not.
Yeah.
So
I think that makes me excited. I like that movie. I like how it's cheeky.
Second best film of that year.
Them being attached definitely makes me more interested than I would have been otherwise.
It makes me more interested than the rest of the series.
Yeah.
So,
They've got to kill someone off in that franchise. They've just got to kill someone off. It's, 5 films in, are they not going to kill off one of the big 3 characters, really? I mean,
what if 3 minutes in they kill Sydney, man? How awesome would that be?
I think they've stolen my idea. I think they're going to make it meta. I think like all of these, because Skeet Ulrich is supposedly back, Matthew Lillard is supposedly back. I think it's going to be, a horror fiction influencing reality. I think it's going to be like a Scream killer is seriously stalking Nev Campbell, Matthew Lillard, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette.
So Cat in the Brain.
I thought I saw something about Drew Barrymore being on it.
Cool. Hopefully the movie will begin with the real Drew Barrymore getting killed. Wouldn't that be awesome?
I still say the way you can do this meta is you open the film at Wes Craven's funeral.
And they follow Drew Barrymore into the bathroom, and the killer kills her maniac style in the bathroom.
This is some kind of fetish that you have, isn't it, Pez?
With what? With what?
With
Killing
Drew Barrymore? Yeah.
I love Drew.
I don't think you do.
Maybe somewhere deep down I don't. I don't know. Maybe I don't.
I mean, I think everyone should be punished for making ET, but her probably least of all.
E.T. How can you not love E.T.?
E.T.'s a shitty film. That's how. Hated it as a kid. Haven't seen it as an adult since maybe '94. Whenever it first hit VHS.
Phone home, Lauren. Phone home. Phone home, Lauren. Phone home. Come on, touch it. All right. All right.
Lauren hates Steven Spielberg and he hates Tom Hanks also.
I don't hate Steven
Just to let you
Spielberg.
know.
Love Jaws. Love Jurassic Park. Love Close Encounters. So it's not even just the dark stuff. But E.T. is lame as fuck. Listen, I love Reese's Pieces, but it almost made me dislike Reese's Pieces.
Oh, God.
I've said it before, but as a kid, I was in the movie theater. He dies on the table, and I got up to leave, and I was shocked because the whole theater was crying. I wanted to go home. I was perfectly cool with the movie ending right there.
That scared the crap out of me as a kid. Like E.T., like when he turns all white and he's laying in that ditch.
He looks like an old dog turd.
Yeah, that scared me as a kid, man.
Did you not notice that he irradiated the house and the kids, though? That's in the movie.
Well, I mean, maybe they all died afterwards. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
You killed Dee Wallace. I don't have any sympathy for your alien ass.
I couldn't disagree with you more on this one, Lauren.
You like the E.T.?
And Reese's Pieces.
Well, Reese's Pieces are pretty great still. I said almost made me dislike Reese's Pieces.
I love me some Reese's Pieces, no doubt about that.
But you know what's bad? When Reese's Pieces get too old and they get all chalky inside.
Reese's Pieces don't get old in my household.
They don't.
I've never had an old one before.
They get eaten up pretty quick around here.
You glutton.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Anybody else? Any excitement for Scream 5? Corey? Aaron?
The only one I've seen was part 1. I haven't made it past part
1. Really?
You're probably all right.
I think you're doing all right.
Good man.
Okay.
You're doing all right. What about you, Corey?
Yeah, I don't know. I just really don't care. I like the first one well enough, but I don't really care.
I'm really interested to see what the plot is and if they're just going to do, oh, here's Sydney again and here's Dewey again. And, I really hope they do the meta thing, but they can even screw up the meta thing if they don't do it right. But, I think they got to do something different. They got to flip the script somehow. So Blumhouse is remaking I Know What You Did Last Summer. I heard about that. Lauren, I know you're hyped for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, Blumhouse needs to just freaking stop and evaluate where they are in life. You know when you have that friend who's a little bit too drunk and it was funny 5 minutes ago, but it makes that turn and it's not funny anymore? Blumhouse went through that 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe. And we all need to have an intervention at this point where we go to them and say, cut the shit. Go home. You're drunk. That's it. Cut them out.
Come back when you have see Fantasy Island.
That might not be a bad thing.
Oh,
you didn't see Fantasy Island, obviously.
I did see Fantasy Island.
I like Fantasy Island. I thought that was a good movie.
I did like you, Mike.
What was the last good Blumhouse movie?
The second Purge movie.
What?
Maybe the second Purge movie.
I thought the third Purge movie wasn't bad.
It wasn't, but it was the second one all over again. You know, they didn't up the ante to me.
Olivia, did you see the Black Christmas remake?
I didn't. I chose not to watch it because I just felt like it's bad to say, like, I assumed I wouldn't like it, but it just felt preachy even in the trailer. I wasn't feeling it. Sorry.
I like The Hunt. I thought that was
The Hunt. I forgot about The Hunt. The Hunt was good.
I like that.
The Hunt is pretty great.
It was very choppy though. I felt like they chopped a lot out. It was obvious, but it was still good.
Yeah. The Hunt was I enjoyed The Hunt.
So that's 2019.
Yeah.
I think.
It is.
Would be pretty.
So 1 out of 50. Ain't bad.
More than that, if all those direct to streaming, man, they put out like 200 films in the last year.
Yeah.
Because they buy everything at market that comes across the horror banner just to throw on streaming services.
Nico mentions The Invisible Man was good. I thought
no, it wasn't.
I thought it was good. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
It had issues,
I liked
but
it.
I thought it was good.
I liked it. Yeah.
It's a brain dead film. I mean, it looks beautiful. It's well made, but the screenplay is brain dead.
There's issues. There's issues there, but overall, I liked it.
That's the last movie I saw in the theater.
Yeah.
I
Before
saw it in the theater
COVID.
too.
Last film I saw, yeah.
Are all the theaters in your area closed down, Olivia?
Some are opening back up, of course, with like small capacity, but some are closing.
Are you
back up.
Are you willing to venture out to a theater for the right movie?
For the right movie, yes.
Okay.
But right now, I mean, the only movie I wanted to see was Tenet, but it was just too quick of a notice. I was not ready. And I work really late, so it is what it is.
I didn't hear very good things about Tenet though.
Yeah, then I started, I always talk to my customers and I get feedback, so I'm like, I'll just wait.
Do you find that a lot of your customers are, because I know you wear horror shirts while you're doing your thing, do they look at you kind of weird, like what's your deal, or?
Sometimes, but most of the time they're more intrigued and they'll relate to me what they like, whether it's something new or older. But I think that for the most part they're pretty fun about it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Where do you work at, Olivia?
I work in Fullerton, California, as a hairdresser.
Okay.
Hairstylist.
Hairstylist.
Stylist.
That's
There
me.
you go. Yeah. Jeremy and I get looks when we go out with our horror shirts on, depending on what the horror shirt is.
I agree. I get more looks going out than at work.
Yeah. Yeah. Like even today, we went out today and I was wearing this shirt and he was wearing, I don't remember what he was wearing, but we would get those kind of sideways glances and people here come the freaks.
People think you're weird because you like horror films.
Sure.
I got that at work.
Even in October. So.
And people question me why I like them. I can't explain why I like horror films, but I just like them.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
That was one either. It's almost like a comfort thing to me. I don't know why. Like as far as I can remember, I've had a good childhood and stuff. I'm not damaged, but I've always loved horror.
The damaged people, trust me, the damaged people are the people whose parents wouldn't let them watch horror movies or even regular movies and television. Those are the people that grow up and they have no social skills and they just they go crazy. Those are the scary people, trust me.
What's funny is when I remember being about 8 or 9 and we were at a friend of the family's house and my father and the friend of the family were watching Day of the Dead. And I kind of somehow wandered into the room and I was kind of in the corner watching it. I don't think my dad really was paying full attention that I was in the room, but it terrorized me. It actually, I had nightmares for 6 months over that movie. And I hated horror films. And I watched Nightmare on Elm Street. I got to, watch that. And later on, I learned to appreciate them though. I don't know when that switched over, but they scared the hell out of me at first.
Do you guys remember the first movie that legitimately scared you? What was the first movie that legitimately scared you, Stingray?
Oh man, I remember. I was afraid of just the preview trailers of Child's Play because I had a My Buddy doll at the time. And yeah, that was a pretty rough time. You know, he's sitting there on my toy box staring at me while I sleep. And yeah, so me and a friend of mine, we went and we destroyed him.
Did you like rip him to pieces or what?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Exactly.
Wow.
Probably should have burned him too. You know, in hindsight.
Jeez, I always, that's the one toy from the 80s that I wanted desperately was a My Buddy, and I never got it. Never got it. Yeah.
Do you guys remember the theme song?
My Buddy and Me. And then there was
sister.
Kid Sister. I remember. Yeah.
And there was Teddy Ruxpin. That was I don't know if that came before or after.
I never had a Teddy Ruxpin.
I didn't either. I always wanted one.
Oh my god, I have that doll. I still have the doll.
You still have your Teddy Ruxpin?
Yeah, I'll pull it up. I have it somewhere in the closet, but
that's
cool. A creepy one too, man. They could easily make that into a horror.
And that like little worm thing that came with it. I forgot.
Does it still work?
Oh, I don't know. It's been boxed up for a while, but I have it.
Oh, that's cool. Do you remember the first movie that legitimately scared you?
Well, I would feel like maybe The Exorcist, but before that, for some reason, Halloween is just like that theme. Like the score is just always haunted me. Like even when I was in high school, I went to go get something, and when I came back to my friend's house, they turned all the lights off and they played the song because they knew like I got scared and I just stayed at the front door. So like I don't know. So I think for Halloween, it's just more like the music. I don't know. To this day, it creeps me out. Even if I'm watching it alone, like I'm still scared of the restroom. Like it just is what it is. But The Exorcist too, also like, like that will make me more like when I'm sleeping, it will mess with me.
I'm still scared of The Exorcist.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Still scares me.
Like it still messes me up. Like I'm still scared to watch it at certain times of the night.
Such a good movie.
I got it.
Such a good movie though. And I mean really it's a movie where faith prevails, you know? It's a positive film, right?
I think you need to revisit the film.
No, faith prevails. Faith prevails. Faith
does not prevail.
Faith prevails. Yes.
So what is the artifact that they dig out of Iraq say at the beginning?
That doesn't matter. At the end of the film, at the end of the film, the preacher or the priest who has the crisis of faith gets his faith back, and he challenges the devil to come into me. And he does, and he gives the ultimate sacrifice. He kills himself.
He lays the smackdown on Pazuzu there.
He does. He does.
His I don't want to live in your world.
My world is full of love and
ignorance about the ending of The Exorcist.
The Exorcist is it's a positive ending.
Evil versus evil. That's how the film begins, and it's how the film ends. Karras commits a sin which damns him to hell to save the little girl. It's an honorable act, but it dooms his character. It's meant to be a very conflicted ending.
It's not conflicting at all. It's a very positive ending. It should restore your faith, Lauren. You need to rewatch it.
I never had faith to begin with, but I at least understand the themes of The Exorcist. What the hell is wrong with you?
Now, let's talk about a superior film to The Exorcist. Let's talk about The Heretic, Exorcist 2. Man, such a good movie. I'm joking.
Bad Locust.
Leo Bellato is going insane in the chat. Did you hear about The Bride of Frankenstein coming out soon?
From Fox. It's not Universal. It's fair game because the character's in the novel, but it's not going to be The Bride as we know The Bride. It will be Scarlett Johansson. I'll see it. You know, I've seen every attempt to do the Bride character since my favorite film came out in 1935. But both the Sting film and the Hammer film don't really cut it for me.
So Scarlett Johansson is going to play the bride?
Yeah, but again, not the bride as we know her from the Universal film. The physical resemblance and this backstory can't be the same.
Okay, so the bride, but not the bride, a different bride.
In the novel, the bride is planned to be created, but doesn't actually pop up. This is taking the presumption that that happened, but it can't be the Universal bride.
That's some odd casting.
This is strange.
Well, it's supposed to be Angelina Jolie for years in Universal, and I can see that. Rose McGowan back in the day was actually my choice for the bride because I can see that. You need someone who's beautiful but looks like they could tear your head off.
Huh.
I always heard good things about Bride of Frankenstein.
I don't know if
Aaron, you've never seen Bride of Frankenstein?
No, unfortunately.
Dude, I'll tell you what. You need to make that a Halloween watch. You have to. I consider it the best film ever made, and most film historians place it somewhere in their top 100. It's one of the highest rated horror films, period. In most legitimate, it's an unbelievably great film.
All right, I'll put the top of my list.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, I don't. Who would be a good actress to play the bride if not? Because I like Scarlett Johansson. I just can't picture her as the bride.
I don't have a problem with Scarlett Johansson. I just think it's odd that she's going to be covered in makeup anyway. I mean, I guess they're just going for name recognition on this.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, hell, did anybody go watch Ghost in the Shell because of her?
No, I picketed that movie. I wasn't kidding. Jess is here. Jess, what's up?
Hey, Piss, how's it going? Just wanted to jump
buddy?
on and say hi to everybody and happy Halloween.
Oh, happy Halloween to you.
Thank you.
Hope you're doing well. What's your plans for Halloween this year?
Well, I'll take the boy trick-or-treating, but mostly been watching horror movies. We might go to a haunted wash. I know somebody mentioned that earlier, I think, on the show here.
Oh.
Yeah, car wash in our town is doing that. Yeah, just as much as...
They're actually doing trick-or-treating?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Here's what I want. Here's what I want, Jess. I want you and Olivia to shoot a video of this haunted car wash. I want to see what the haunted car wash entails. Can you guys do that?
Yeah, we can.
I'm not attending the wash.
I thought you said the haunted car wash.
Drive through.
There's one in my area.
Oh, Corey, I'm sorry.
This isn't really paying attention, guys. Don't fool yourself. He does these just fill out money once a month for Patreon. That's it. Maybe he'll even convince one of you to buy his VPN service. That's it. That's all.
Listen, that VPN service is the best in the market. That's the best deal on the market.
Then why does the Romanian setting does not work?
Well, what in Romania do you want to watch?
Romanian movies?
What is on Romanian television or Romanian Netflix that you want to watch?
Awakening from the Darkness.
Oh my God, you're the one. You're the one. No, but Olivia, you're doing the drive-through haunt. Mm-hmm. Shoot video of the drive-through haunt. I want to see what that's all about. Can you do that?
I'm curious. Yes, I shall.
Nice. But Jess, what are some of your? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Are you what's favorite Halloween movies or regular Halloween movies?
Sure, yeah.
Well, Halloween, I know it's a cliche, but definitely I try to save those for October because I watch horror all year. Mm-hmm. And then I always try to give a few some new ones a try that I haven't seen yet each year around October. And I've had a lot suggested to me in the community here, and most of them pretty good. So it's been good. It's been a good Halloween season.
Cool. Matt says that he's having a haunted flea market in Alabama. So that's a new one. Shoot video of the haunted flea market. I want to see the haunted flea market too.
That would be cool.
That would be interesting. The Daily Ghost says Tilda Swinton for the bride. I think that'd be good casting. I can believe Tilda Swinton would tear my head off.
Again, I think that's kind of the Rose McGowan thing, though. I think maybe 10 years ago that makes a lot of sense. I'm not sure now.
What about the lady that played Brienne of Tarth on Game of Thrones?
Ooh, I like her. Yes.
Captain Phasma.
Yeah.
She's like 6 6'2", isn't she?
She's a tall woman. Yeah,
She is.
I forget her name.
I can't think of it right off.
I can't think of it, but yeah, she would be excellent. Yeah.
I just keep going back to Samara Weaving just because, again, she looks like she can handle herself and she has the looks.
But she's going to be female Pinhead.
I know, but fuck us.
Really?
She's going to be the new Hellraiser movie is going to have a female Pinhead. She's going to be Pinhead.
Sure.
So
We can't have Doug Bradley. I guess let's go that route.
there you go.
Gwendolyn
Christie, that's her name. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She would be very good, I think. They need to make a
kick DJ Donnelly out of the chat now.
Brie Larson is the bride. I agree 100%. 100%. Queen Brie as the bride. Heck yeah.
And she do all her own stuff.
Don't mess with my bride.
You know, Olivia was talking about the last movie she saw before COVID hit and the theaters closed. I don't remember the last movie I saw in the theater. It's been that long. I can't think of what it was.
I don't remember the one I saw pre-COVID. The last one I saw pre-COVID.
I saw Unhinged last weekend. I'm going about every week now.
How was Unhinged?
It's brain dead, but it's well made and intense in places. But there's, again, just like Invisible Man, there's so many plot holes. It's like hard to believe it got past the script stage for them to make a beautifully looking film. But it works if you just shut off your brain completely. I just hate when I have to do that.
I've been waiting for the May the Devil Take You too. It's not made it to Netflix yet. The first one's on there, but it's not. But part 2's not made it to Netflix yet.
Maybe I'll hook you up with something then.
Okay, it's not the devil, is it? I don't want him.
No.
Okay, don't want him around here.
That's such a great film. If you like the Evil Dead films, but wish they were like a little bit more mean.
Yeah.
Okay, where can you find it? Oh,
well, that seems to be the question.
It's
yeah.
The first one's coming. The first one's on Netflix right now. But Lauren says that you don't need to watch the first one to understand the second one.
Not really.
Is the first one worth watching though? I mean, is it really good or?
Yeah, I prefer the second, but yeah, they're both good. They're both very good. They're definitely like Evil Dead / Night of the Demons rips.
That's awesome.
But they have a storytelling. They're a lot more lyrical than either of those films. I really enjoyed both of them. Indonesia is just exploding at the moment with I hate to say it, but my beloved Indian and Turkish horror films have probably been surpassed by Indonesia at this point. It's the spot on the globe, just like in the late 70s when it was Italy, or like in the early 2000s when it was Japan. Right now it's Indonesia. They're just tons of great looking films coming out that take the genre seriously. Sometimes they're based loosely on American films, but my God, they're just putting in the work.
Very cool.
If you had a VPN, you could find them fairly easily.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because if you go to surfshark.deals/pizowell and use code pizowell, that's the best VPN deal on the market. No,
I don't shill anything on my channel, so I have to vicariously live through Piz.
It is a good deal though, for real.
But if you want to buy Lauren's books, you can find them all on Amazon. Lauren Dixon.
They're heavily edited. They're heavily edited though. I've noticed.
Well, that's Blue Wheel did go through the gauntlet actually, but.
Jess, what's a movie that legitimately scared you as a kid?
Good question. I got to go with Nightmare on Elm Street, but I was 5 years old, and I loved it, but it terrified me. Yeah, you know. And as I got older, probably by the time I was 8 or 10, they really didn't. Horror movies in general didn't scare me anymore. The Pet Sematary sister, Zelda, that was always pretty creepy. Even up into my teens.
That's creepy to me now.
Yeah.
You said you worked with Arnold Schwarzenegger on some of his campaign stuff. Tell us a good Arnold Schwarzenegger story. Was he ever like, Jess, go get me coffee, Jess? I break you.
More like
he wasn't
get
like
the
that.
craft service table girl.
No, but the script girl he did take a fancy to a degree. Did have his arm around her often. All in all, I don't have a bad word to say about him, though. Really, I mean, worked put food on our my table basically by having these productions and hiring the same production company that I work for. He ate with the casting or the crew. He was the cast. Just out and wherever we were shooting, sometimes at a house, he'd eat in the driveway with us under the tents. Regular, he was not overly friendly, but he was the governor at the time. He was busy, but he wasn't a jerk. I shook his hand. He was, polite. He was always nice. I got to hang out more with his stand-in Dieter, who's in like Terminator 3, The Last Stand. Basically goes everywhere Arnold goes. He's also Austrian. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but nothing wild and crazy with an Arnold story. I mean, I can say Arnold, being around him, loves Arnold.
But Jess, if I lose this campaign, I take it out on you personally. I will break.
It's all your fault.
Yes. What's going on, Nico? How you doing, man?
Hey guys, how's it going?
How's it going, man?
Pretty good. I just popped in for your. I just wanted to ask a couple questions.
Go for it.
I need some expert help from the panel.
Go for it.
This Saturday for Halloween, I'm thinking about binging on season 1 of Creepshow, and I'm just wondering if I'll be wasting my time or if I'll be digging it and not feeling so alone.
Definitely not a waste of your time. Definitely not a waste of your time.
Yeah, you'll definitely enjoy it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Very good.
I haven't seen season 2 yet, but I enjoyed it.
It's my favorite version of Creepshow. Period. Although that Savini episode that ends the season is the weakest thing, so you can probably cut that.
I do agree with that too.
I didn't think it was bad.
I do. I think it's really very bad. The rest of the season is way better.
One, oh shoot, I forget his name. The weight loss.
Yeah, that's great.
That was great. I really loved most of them. I think there was only really 1 or 2 vignettes that I thought weren't great, but
the DJ Qualls was good.
The DJ Qualls episode was excellent. Still, my favorite is the one about the trick-or-treaters who come back from the dead.
That's so good too. Felt like trick or treat.
Oh, that was so good. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen it twice. I've seen it 3 times. All 3 times at the end, I tear up. I'm sorry.
No, I don't.
I love it.
It's great.
Love it.
I mean, the David Shaw episode is great. The Dollhouse episode, that's the second half of the first episode, is amazing. It's all right. I mean, I don't think you really can go wrong. I do think it's better than the original film, and I know that I'm not going to get a lot of support there, but I think in time, when people kind of see it as part of a larger tapestry, it's going to be really well respected. Really well respected.
I think the first vignette though was very poor, which sets it off on a back. It's a good series, but the dad who just drinks the alcohol.
The Stephen King adaptation?
Oh, I thought that was the worst of the whole series, and that's the very first one you see. So
it's the only King story.
I just watched that one the other night, and what's her name? The lady in that one,
Adrienne Barbeau.
Yeah, she's working away on the calculator. She's like, and what is she even like? What are the numbers she's using to get whatever calculation? She's like, oh, we've got 6 days or whatever she says.
But Nico, you've read Night Shift, right?
Years and years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it's Gray
My
Matter.
favorite was Quitters Inc. That was my favorite story.
Well, that was in Cat's Eye, right?
Yeah.
Everything's been adapted from that short story collection, and except for pretty much. Actually, something is adapting Survival Type right now, so it might be Creepshow second season.
What was your favorite vignette from Creepshow season 1?
Head in the house.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's mine too.
Mine is the Shaw episode. That's the finger.
That one's very good.
I just think it's tonally so right for that. Would be a great Halloween episode, something to watch on Halloween night.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is season 2 out yet?
I don't know. No.
They're supposed to give you like an origin story of the I don't think what am I thinking of? Tales from the Crypt, Creeper or something.
I don't know.
I'm mixing two things up.
I think they're also doing like an animated thing. Isn't that right?
What was your favorite vignette from Creepshow season 1, Olivia?
Like the first episode doesn't have Toby Bell, like where he's
The first episode.
Yeah,
the first
the
episode.
very first one.
I think that one had the like werewolves versus Nazis segment, and like the dollhouse one, right?
No, she's saying great. She's saying Gray Matter at the episode that Mike didn't like.
Oh, okay. Well, it's been a while since I watched that season, but I did watch it.
I like the episode.
I like that episode.
Great Matter is the one you guys didn't like?
I like the dollhouse.
I
love that story. I love that story.
Mike didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
But you can't go wrong, Nico. Definitely, check it out for sure.
Gray Matter also has the Bill from It in it, so there's that. It's chock full of great actors.
You mean New Freddy?
No. That's not. No.
I hope not. I hope I don't mean that.
Don't be surprised if you do mean it.
No,
it's not actually. The direction they're going in will not allow that to happen.
The new Freddy will be a person of color.
From what I'm hearing, that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Because the backstory is different now.
So is Freddy going to be the victim in it then?
I'm sure he'll be the victim of racism. Racism's what killed him. I'm sure.
So not going with Christopher Walken like I hoped.
Christopher Walken. I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
This is God.
Welcome to prime time. Which
That reminds me, I need to see Prophecy again.
That's such
Thanks
a
for the reminder.
That reminds me, Natalie Wood is still dead.
Oh, it's not good. That wasn't Christopher Walken's fault. That wasn't Christopher Walken's fault.
He didn't help either.
The Prophecy is so good. I love that movie.
Yeah,
love that movie.
It's great. It's great.
Is this true about the Meg sequels hitting Netflix soon?
I thought it had just been announced. I didn't realize it was that close to being released.
Oh, I loved Meg.
Did you?
Yeah, I loved Meg.
I thought it was fun, but it's kind of a guilty pleasure fun.
I loved it. Do you have another question for us, Nico?
Yeah, I just wanted to say how you guys, if Halloween season ever gives anyone a hankering to revisit the old Halloween Friday the 13th TV series. I've been like really getting into it. I just polished off season 1 again last week.
Yeah, I bought the whole set, but I've just not had time to sit down and watch it. So I mean, I really would like to sit down and just watch it, me and Jeremy, because he'd like it too, I'm sure.
I need to give it another try. I haven't even watched it since I was young and it was first on, and tried to watch a couple episodes, kept thinking Jason's going to come on, of course.
Oh, yeah. No.
And then
it's its own thing. It's definitely its own thing. But
yeah. I know that now, so I might have to give it a chance sometime and actually start it up with a different perspective.
Well, it came on in like the late 80s, and I was like in bands and all that stuff, and I was usually in the opening band, so I was usually home about 11 o'clock. So usually I'd have a gig, and then I want to get home in time to watch Friday the 13th. So that kind of became my thing, that and Tombstone Pizza.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you sing? Weren't you a singer, Nico?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'd call it singing, but yeah. I was in bands for a long time.
You were the vocalist.
In Minneapolis. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you for being so kind and delicate.
You were a vocal stylist.
Yeah, and I wrote all the songs too. But
what was the name of your band?
I was in a band called The Form in 1985, and then I was in a band, more of a hard rock band called Babylon Pink.
Ah,
It was named after an adult film.
Are there any recordings of either of these bands out there?
If you look really, really, really hard, you can find some of my stuff on YouTube. But there's like 4 different bands with that name. So.
Oh wow!
But it's just like someone with really loud guitars and you're being screamed at for 5 minutes at a time.
That's my kind of music.
Oh,
that's my kind of music. Olivia, is that a Jason blanket?
Oh, my blanket? Yeah, I got. I don't know that. Got it for a gift as a gift.
Very cool. Very cool.
I think it's from Spencer's.
Cool. So what's your plans for this Halloween, Nico? Well, you're going to be watching some flicks, right?
I'm going to do some Creepshow, and then some. There's a band from Minneapolis that's doing an online show. They were an '80s goth band called Morticia.
Ah,
they're friends of mine. They're pretty good. So they're going to be doing like a free show online, and so I'll do that. There's no one trick or treats around. There's no kids around here. It's so
Yeah.
But yeah, so just more. But I'm trying to do more short form stuff because I'm kind of like movied out right now. I watched about 90 movies in the last 30 days. So
whoa,
including of course, completely going through the Friday the 13th Scream Factory box set. So that was 3 days right there. So
yeah, that's a lot to go through.
Yeah.
You have requested your replacement discs, right?
I did, yeah, but just for 2 of them. I didn't request them for the 3D because I thought it wouldn't be fair because I don't have a 3D TV, so I don't want to get greedy, But the other 2.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
very cool. Any fond Halloween memories, Nico?
Well, I came to horror kind of later on in life. You brought me back. Your channel brought me back like 8 or 9 years ago.
Ah.
So I was like a cinema snob for many, many years of my life. I used to go. It's funny because I saw so many films in the 80s on their first runs, but it was almost like a closeted kind of thing. And then about 8 or 9 years ago, I saw your Halloween unboxing, the big set.
Oh yeah.
And then I started revisiting Bava and then Argento, and now I have like 700 movies on my dinner table, all horror from the 80s and 90s, and I'm just totally like immersed. So
am I responsible for all that money that you spent on those movies?
Yeah, but I couldn't afford a lawyer to sue you, so you're fine.
Okay, good. What about any kind of recalcitrant activities that you got into as a child during Halloween?
Well, I once stole lumber from a construction site, and it was in October, but it wasn't directly related to Halloween.
You just decided to steal some lumber, huh?
There's this guy who wanted to do some stuff, and so he hired me and another juvenile delinquent friend of mine. We went to. I live in the outer suburbs, so there was like always house construction. So we just go and we'd grab like 4 sheets of plywood and get $10 a sheet, and that would keep us in rot gut for the rest of the week. But that's it. My dad was a cop, so it was so that was my just way of rebelling against him. Actually,
I see. Lauren, there's been a request. Can Lauren wear that wig and hat from his RZ Halloween autopsy for the rest of the stream? Maybe that's what Lauren's gone to get. I don't know. We'll see momentarily. And I think probably the statute of limitations is expired on that lumber theft, Nico. So you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Well, the money's long spent. I'll tell you that.
Understandable. What's a good horror movie that you've recently seen?
Boy, something new. Well, I mean, the most recent thing that I've seen that is newish only because of its release on deep Blu-ray was The Wind. I really dug The Wind.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Yeah. And the other movie that I saw recently, which isn't really a horror film. Oh man, oh my god, this isn't really a horror film, but that was the Why Don't You Just Die?
Oh, that's a good one too.
So I love both of those. But The Wind was like, I was surprised because I thought, Wings Hauser and Meg Foster in Grease, and it's pretty much a two-hander. I thought, how much suspense can you get out of that? But it was really a great movie.
Yeah, it was really good. Really good. Yeah. Wings Hauser's the man.
Now you're just I can't even think of a fucking word with this thing on. Now you're just what is it fucking called when you talk yourself up? Wow, that joke landed hard.
I don't know, man.
No idea, man. No idea. But yeah, The Wind is very good. I would certainly recommend it. Wings Hauser and Meg Foster. It's like a two-person show, and I mean, you'd think it would get boring, but it doesn't at all. It's really well done.
And I picked up after I saw that. I picked up the Zero Boys, but I haven't watched that yet with Kelly Maroney. It's about some paintball team that ends up getting trapped on some kind of island with psychos. So.
Lauren, can you do like a little bit of Karma Chameleon for me real quick?
You come and go. No, because my voice is still fucked up from screaming into my mic.
Yeah, actually, I didn't see the beginning of that video, so I don't know how. Did you do some Rob Zombie screaming?
It's nothing. It's not really Rob Zombie screaming, but it's screaming.
Just regular screaming.
It's some screaming.
Okay.
With some distortion on it.
Oh wow! Really?
Yeah.
Let's look it up here. I want to watch it. I want to watch it live on the stream.
So no, because then people are not going to go and watch it on my channel.
Well,
what are you doing to my?
Come on.
What are you?
Come on, everyone, go flag Lauren's video.
Hey man, we want to get Piz wants to get the Lauren bump, man.
No, I want to listen. All right, here we go. Hold on. Share screen.
Every one of you motherfuckers better go over there and give me the hit for this.
Chrome tab. Bam.
I'm penciling it in right now.
There it is. Let's listen to some screaming.
Just the opening.
Just the opening. Okay. Just the opening. Let me get back to it here.
Hey, tell us the one about the guy in the white mask.
I want to see this one. This is great. Yeah.
Again?
High school shooting. Shot around boys. They need slipping. Running on a rooftop. Get off TV. 911 radio. 911 news. So she got burned. I'm in the same building. Near my asylum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love it.
Jeez. No wonder you blew out your voice.
So the worst thing is that was the third time. Because I had these horrible notes because it's the line from the speech I give in all the other videos, and just shouted. And the first two times I couldn't understand why the mic wasn't picking anything up because I had the wrong audio source picked. So by the third time I was pretty rasped.
Yeah. Wow, that was something else.
Like an intro or an outro for a song.
Well, that's very kind of you. It's just an intro to a video dissecting the Rob Zombie Halloween films for the pieces of shit they are.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, sir.
Any love for Rob Zombie's Halloween films here? Which one do you like? Both of them, Olivia? Do you like which one? Your thoughts?
I hate to say it. I mean, I know it's taboo, but
Go ahead.
I do like the first one. The second one I used to like more. But the more I watch it, I'm like, eh. But overall, I could still watch both of them any day of the week.
I'll agree with you on.
Sorry, don't hate me.
I'll agree with you on part 2. I do enjoy part 2. Mike, you said you're a fan of them?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you raised your hand.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, teach their own. It's
Exactly. I agree.
Hey, I noticed I could be alone because I like the Friday the 13th remake. So
Yeah.
It's all right.
I've yet to get any props for that from anybody.
It's perfectly middle of the pack if we're being honest. The problem is it doesn't. It screws up its final act pretty bad, and then it doesn't give that reason to exist feel to it. But I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than, in my opinion, the 7th, 8th, probably 9th. I mean, there's a lot of films that it's better than in its own series. It just has the misfortune of having public opinion turn deeply against it.
The only Friday the 13th movie, and I don't want to, I know we beat this shit to death, but the only one that I'm really deeply meh on at all is the 7th one.
So I was just talking recently about this. That film used to be a fan favorite, and in the last 10 years, it has driven itself straight to the bottom of the pile for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't remember when that one was a fan favorite though.
Oh, it was.
When I was a kid, it was one of my least favorites. It grew on me as I got older and watched it more.
I mean, during the days of Fangoria in the late 80s, early 90s, when people talk Friday the 13th, that was their Jason. That was it. And I mean, the look of him in the film is great. No question about it. But the film is sloppily made. It may be the worst crafted of all the films in the series. And that's not saying nothing. That's saying something.
Just never seems to get off the runway. I don't know.
It's possible. I could agree with that. But it does have, like you said, one of the best looking Jasons, or the more iconic Jason look. Has one of the best kills in the series.
Absolutely. But you see, that same logic doesn't necessarily help other parts of the franchise. So I don't know.
Lord, do you like The Burning?
I like The Burning. I like The Burning. The Burning is just kind of a lot of early 80s slashers all kind of just blend together for me into kind of a blob of films I like but don't revisit very often. So, I mean, I like it, sure. But
I just wondering, where people would put, if it was a Friday film, where would they put it in their sort of ranking? Because for me, it would be behind 4, 6, and 3, probably. I'd put it ahead of all the other Fridays.
Oh, if the Burning was a Friday movie, oh gosh,
yeah.
it'd be near the top for me for sure. I love The Burning. That's a movie that really stands out to me among the glut of those early 80s slashers. There's a lot of them that definitely bleed into one another, and they're kind of like, they kind of look the same and feel the same. But I don't know. For me, The Burning definitely sticks out.
I like it more than, again, it probably, wherever I put the remake is probably about where I put The Burning. It doesn't touch for me the first 4 films. I like Jason Lives a lot for what it is, as the big glorious tribute to the Universal monsters that it is.
It's my favorite one in the series.
And I love Jason X, and I know I'm the minority on that. But besides that, I can't imagine The Burning not besting any of the rest of this franchise. But that said, that's not even abnormal. I know we're supposed to just love everything Friday, and I just don't. There's certainly chapters that I could leave.
5.
That's one of them.
Well, he's it's well documented.
I was trying not to go there so I wouldn't set Liz off, and you had to do that, didn't you?
Anything else on you guys' list or agenda you want to talk about tonight? Any burning issues?
Oh, wow.
Anybody going to pick up the 4Ks for Prince of Darkness, or They Live?
I hadn't really.
My cat's biting.
I hadn't planned to.
Stop.
What's the price point? Do we know yet?
Don't know.
It says $34.98 on Shout here for Prince of Darkness.
I will never
Same
pay
price for the-
$35 for a film that's that many years old.
I love both those movies. I'm good with the Blu-rays. I'm good with the blues.
Yeah, I've already got the blues from Shout. So, do I want to double dip yet again?
There's going to be a lot more 4K stuff coming out from Shout in the near future. A lot more 4K stuff.
Let me ask you this, Piz. What do you think the future for 4K is? Because I'm recently getting into it myself. I've kind of been on the fence because I was afraid it wasn't going to stick around.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's a good question. I've not really put much thought into the future of 4K. I mean, they're releasing new 4K movies all the time. So I mean, they must be selling fairly well. The technology must be selling fairly well, or else they wouldn't be producing them, right? It'd be like 3D Blu-ray and whatnot. So yeah, I mean it must be doing well. And I mean, if it's gonna, I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. I think we're gonna get.
I do, definitely. April of next year, it's done.
Yeah, I'm resisting because it's I kind of got a little irked because New York Ripper and Zombie came out, and then like 3 months later they came out in 4. It's like
yeah,
enough already. This ending is the exact same package and everything. So I'm stopping at Blu-ray. That's it. I'm going to be an old Luddite and stop at Blu-ray, and that's where I'm going to land.
I've heard really good things about the Jaws and Alien. It's good. Lauren, isn't Alien really good on 4K?
Alien looks amazing. I'm not bashing the format at all. I'm a big supporter of 4K. I think it fixed all of the Blu-ray problems because Blu-ray does, as a format, have problems. I think it's superior in every way, but it just doesn't sell.
But does Blu-ray do these 4Ks? Does it still at least look like it was shot on film? Because I missed that. Because some of these Blu-rays, even where they upgrade and it's shot digitally and it looks like it's a episode of a TV talk show in the afternoon. It doesn't look like a film
Watch your
anymore.
settings on your television and your player, because if you have them off, you'll get what's called the soap opera effect. But you can fix that on your end.
Lauren, you said something about in April is supposed to end. What made you think April? What's happening in April?
It's just the retail marketplace is changing. That's the end of the Walmart reset of their electronics section nationwide. At that point, they will only be ordering for the warehouses what fit on their shelves. And at that point, the slow demise becomes a fast demise. They already the single aisle of movies that you're going to be seeing in your local Walmart, and Walmart are the biggest entertainment retailer on the planet. They're a huge part of the market.
That's scary.
So the reality is, once they're only ordering for their shelves, they're going to be cutting. It's less than an eighth of what they used to stock, and at that and also behind glass in most locations, whereas you have to get someone to get your movie out from behind a cabinet door. Except for your dump bins. And it's because the problem with, I've said it before, but the problem with Blu-ray is there's no profit margin. The problem with 4K is there's a profit margin, but there's no sales. DVD actually gives them both, and it'll survive the longest because retailers can make a buck on it and they actually sell it. And I know that's weird for collectors, but you got to realize collectors are not the market. The niche makers will continue to make as long as they can, but as the disc plant replicators go under, the prices for the actual cost of making the discs is going to rise. At that point, suggested retail rises as you can only go to a select number of online retailers for these niche titles. And then you have to ask yourself, are you willing to pay $45 for a title? How many movies do you buy a month if you're paying $40 a month, $40 a title?
But I think that the companies that we care about, the Scream Factories and the Vinegar Syndromes and the Arrows, they're going to continue to do the 4Ks. Trust me. We'll probably get a 4K Friday the 13th box set before long, or at least the first 4 will be in legit 4K releases. Halloween 2 and 3 will probably be in 4K here really soon.
I don't feel like I need any of that to look that good, man. I feel like they look just fine on Blu-ray.
Well, the problem is the average consumer feels they look just fine on DVD.
Yeah,
that's the thing is we have too many formats, not enough sales, and no profit margin for the retailers.
I'd be curious to see what percentage of the people who buy physical media are under 35, because I would suggest that it's probably fairly low.
Yes,
yeah.
I'd say it's pretty low.
I got a friend of mine who's really into movies. He's like 28 years old. Doesn't own a lick of physical media, and it's an ongoing conversation we have all the time. I think he's going to probably end up regretting it, at least with some titles in the future. But he just doesn't know. He just doesn't even know it. The concept of it doesn't even, yeah, it just escapes him. So.
Question for Olivia. I'm not sure how old you are, but we're all here a bunch of old men, angry old men. How do you?
I don't think she probably is.
I'm over 30, so I'm old too. I'm in the 30 club.
Okay. What's your collection look like? Do you go for physical releases? Do you go? What's your collection look like?
I'd say I'm more 50-50. Like, I used to not really care how I would watch the film, just because I grew up with my mom recording the stuff, like where you would put the tape and write like Halloween 5 or like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I grew up watching them. Mm-hmm. So I'm okay with watching them being grainy and fuzzy. I don't really care. Like, but every now and then, yeah, I will buy a box or this, like, or the 4K, or the steel box, but it's not like my first priority. So I am guilty of that element.
Okay.
The other question is, once the current batch of hardware die, where are they buying the replacement players?
eBay.
Is the average person going to do that?
Sure. Everybody shops on eBay, don't they?
I think that we want to feel good about this, but the reality is, unless something big changes with the mainstream, it doesn't really matter what we do.
We'll have to go through the wasteland and get them from Humongous, I guess.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, Walmart still sells those DVD VHS combos. So, I mean, those things
maybe around you.
Well, yeah, that might be the thing. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, they still sell them. So, I mean, somebody out there is buying them.
I wish I could feel differently or about this, but I mean, I'm a guy who's handled retail management and supply-based management all my life, and except for when I was doing loss prevention, which is kind of supply-based management. And there's no way for this math to lead anywhere good. There's just not. So what I'm going to say is, I have extra players sitting in my closet. I'm future-proofing myself as much as I can. I'm very careful about what I go 4K with, because I see a day when that's going to be a problem to replace, because I don't have extra 4K machines. So, I mean, what I'd say is get what you will definitely want to get within the next half a year, because it's going to get real tough after that. It really will, very quickly. If you weren't there when the record stores closed, if you weren't around for that process, know that for years before the vinyl renaissance, if Walmart didn't stock it, you were in trouble. Well, it's going to be worse than that, because Walmart aren't going to stock it here. So
I'm just glad I'm near the end of my days.
Jesus, man, you're not. You're going to outlive me. That's for goddamn sure.
By the way, who were you fiendishly devoted to, Lauren?
To you, but you've been nothing but mean to me all night. So I'm thinking about changing it.
That's not true. That's not true. We've been going for almost 3 hours. My goodness, the time has flown. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we call it a night? Anything Halloween related, or anything at all?
I'm sure you guys already watched it, but did you guys like Happy Halloween? The Jimmy Champagne short film?
I've not seen it. How is it? Is it good?
I really liked it. I thought it was really, really good.
Okay.
I was very pleasantly surprised.
Okay. I'll have to put that one on my list. It's called Happy Halloween?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's only like 13 minutes, but it has Vincent. He plays Michael. He does a shave.
Oh, okay. I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's really
That's
good. I liked it
Okay.
a lot.
Cool. Very cool. I'd also recommend Halloween Night. That's also a fan film that was very good, I thought. It came out a few months back. Halloween Night. Look it up. It's very good.
I'm going to post these in the chat.
Jay is so
And
good.
then also today,
Thanks, Jay.
the Halloween Inferno 3 came out. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It just came
Oh,
out like a few hours ago.
Okay, cool.
I
Is that
started
the
to watch it.
Is that the Halloween Hellraiser crossover?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm thinking of something else then. I'm sorry. But it's called Halloween Inferno?
Yeah, it's the third part.
Okay. Have to look into that too. Anything else you guys want to discuss?
I think that we cannot end the stream before Corey gives us a topic. He's too quiet.
Corey, what's going? What are you thinking, Corey?
Okay, so there's a release coming out in January. I'm excited about, not horror related, but Mill Creek is putting out the Ralph Macchio Crossroads. Anybody a fan of that movie?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Is it Walter Hill? Did Walter Hill direct that?
I'm not sure who directed it, but
Yeah, that's a good movie.
The Steve Vai that plays guitar as the devil.
Yep.
Yep.
Ah, very nice.
You're not alone, Corey. You're not alone, man.
Thank you.
Well, let's go ahead and let's call it a night here. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys and talking about movies and talking about Halloween and talking about everything. Thank you, Corey, for hanging out tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren, for being so devoted to me.
Happy Halloween, sir.
Right on. Thank you, Olivia, for joining us.
Bye, y'all.
It's a pleasure seeing you here. Mike, thank you.
Always a pleasure, Fizz.
Stingray. Yeah, right on. Stingray, thank you.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Jess, thanks. Ed, Nico, of course, thank you for
Thank
jumping
you,
on.
Piz. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks to y'all.
Love you guys.
Yeah, right on. Thank you guys for being patrons. I appreciate it. Let me do some shout outs here. Killer Cutie, Raw Papers and Dank, Uncanny Spirit, Scary Jerry. Thank you guys for tuning in over on Twitch. Matt, Brian Trash, Al Suspiria, Jeff Overing, Ernest O. Lopez 23. Thank you for tuning in. Captain Halloween, my buddy Keith, Big Crack Rock, Stephen LaPierre. Let's see who else was with us tonight. Jerry L. Jess was also out in the chat tonight. Robert Long, Malcolm Adderley. Thank you for tuning in. Nick Pierce Toy Reviews. Thank you for tuning in. Clint Eastwood was in the chat. Wow, we had a star tonight out in the chat. Clint Eastwood. Thank you for tuning in, sir. Johnny Melancholy. Great name. Thank you for tuning in. John McCullough, DJ Donnelly. Yeah, thank you guys for all tuning in. It was very, very fun. Hope you all out there have a great, safe, healthy, happy, and horror movie filled Halloween. We'll see you again next month. Have a great one. Oh, let me make an announcement here. Friday the 13th of next month, I've got 2 big guests who are going to be on my channel. Jamie Blanks, the director of Valentine and Urban Legend.
All right. Woo!
And Don Coscarelli.
Oh my God.
Really? That's awesome, man.
So Jamie Blanks and Don Coscarelli on my channel next month, Friday the 13th, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Wow.
So that'll be cool.
Very cool.
On the 28th, which is this Wednesday, I'm going to be joined by Ellen Howarth. That will begin at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tune in for that. That'll be a lot of fun. And of course, Friday we'll be having Jeremy and I will be doing our Halloween 6 live commentary. And then on the 31st, we'll be doing our Halloween Day stream. All treats, no tricks. We'll be giving away some cool stuff. So mark your calendars for all that goodness. All right, but thanks again for tuning in. Y'all have a great one. Be safe. Be careful. And we'll see you next time. Peace. Play you guys out with a little bit of music here.